Championship Saturday here at the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, presented by Addicted Power Sports, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. Good morning, everybody. Elan, Olliff, joined by Matt Petrie, coming to you for our final broadcast at the Sweetwater Events Complex here in Rock Springs, Wyoming, where today the Cowboy State will select its team that will compete at the National High School Rodeo Finals in Gillette next month. Matt, the excitement could not be any higher.
There is nothing better than Short Go Saturday to crown some champions.
Absolutely, as we are about probably 20 minutes away, or actually, 20 minutes away from grand entry time, and we got ourselves the Short Go. We're going to tell you who's in it and what the situations are going into it when we come back. You're tuned into the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
Get ready to cause some mayhem this summer with help from your friends at Addicted Power Sports in Evanston. Your one-stop shop for all your power sports needs. Side-by-sides, four-wheelers, motorcycles, and more. Play hard and play safe. At Addicted Power Sports, you'll find various protective equipment, including helmets and also apparel from Fly Racing, Fox, and more. Addicted Power Sports has a full service and parts department for any make and model. Yamaha, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Skidoo, and more. Whether you're tearing up the road or trail, let the experienced professionals help you out. Addicted Power Sports, 127 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Are you tired of living with water that's causing rust stains, hard water spots, or other issues in your home? Water's supposed to make life easier and more comfortable, and we can help you experience the water you deserve. As your local authorized Hague dealer, we can tailor a water treatment solution to address your specific needs. We can make sure your laundry stays soft, your skin silky smooth, with a custom-designed water treatment conditioning system. Your whole home and family will benefit from the high-quality water you deserve. Call us today.
Scan the QR code now to see how your city water stacks up. Or call 307-787-6800 to schedule your free water and air analysis.
The town of Mountain View is located in the historic Bridger Valley and serves as a gateway to the high Uintas. With a panoramic view of the rugged Uinta peaks, you feel like you are in paradise. Our town park and scenic river walk offer a safe place for rest and relaxation. Looking for a great place to live? Our quality of life is great and our people are very friendly. Come join our tranquil way of life. The town of Mountain View, a gateway to the high Uintas.
At YHI, we are with you is more than just three simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're YHI. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
Welcome back to Rock Springs. It's Championship Saturday, and the WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, final day of the 2023 rodeo season for the WHSRA. But as we heard from Dixie Huxtable in the interview we played yesterday, the work on the state finals begins tomorrow for 2024.
Absolutely. You know, there's not a day off in planning rodeo. It's a year-round process, and sometimes that's not even enough time.
Let's go ahead and show you where the situations are coming in to today's action. Let's kick it off with the bareback riding on our results board, brought to you by Ready Services. Coming into today, Tucker Caricato with a 6-point lead over Rody Farrell, as Rody Farrell, Tucker Caricato, and Kale Rose Radovsky actually tied for second in the go-round with a 70. Ian Smith of Chaz Dewey actually won the round. But as you can see, that number 5 spot and number 4 spot between Grady Edwards and Ian Smith, only 5.5 points separating Ian Smith from getting in, or excuse me, Grady Edwards from getting into the state finals.
Just
or national finals, rather. Sorry.
There you go. Just the event last night, we had the 370s come out. Chaz came out for his re-ride, and I was pretty sure that was going to be a 72, but he ended up winning the round with a 74. So great round last night, and we expect the same thing today.
In our pole bending, Caitlin Moore extended her lead over Shada Lesmeister, 135 to 102.5. Hadley Thompson sits third at a 99. Abigail Olson on the bubble with a 95, up by 15 points over Audrey Kremer from Cody. We'll see how the average factors in. We will not have the final standings available at the end of this rodeo because it's going to take a lot of math. But we will have the announcement of the standings, and we will have the award ceremony live on mylocalradio.com, just broadcasting that. And of course, if you would like to know before the award ceremony, we will also have them published on our Facebook page at My Local Radio Sports. So if you would like to be one of the first to know the official standings when they come out, go to My Local Radio Sports and give us a like there, and we will have those graphics posted as soon as we get them. But you look at this, and it could be very interesting. Kremer, 15 points out. We don't know where she stands in the average. And depending on how the round goes today, as she will, of course, be competing. She comes out third from last, so she'll have a pretty good idea of what she needs to do.
Absolutely. The first day, a couple of the favorites with Thompson and Caitlin Moore and everybody, they struggled a little bit, knocked some poles over, but came back with a vengeance yesterday. And I'm really hoping we see that sub-20 score today in the polls.
And in the goat tying standings, Hadley Thompson has extended her lead over Rayleigh Caldwell after the round win last night, up by 9 points now. Caldwell sits in second, Casey Carr in third. Caitlin Moore hanging on to that number 4 spot, only 3.5 points above Rosalind Heron, so keep your eye on that race.
Like we talked about a lot, that battle for the 4th, 5th, 6th spot, trying to move up into the top 4 is what we're really watching for today.
Moving into the tie-down standings, Jace Mayfield leaps from second to first, has a – sorry, my head is not working correctly on that one. Has a 5-point lead over Corey Baumhoff. Keaton Hayden now at 104. There's a tight race in the all-around. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. And then number 3 is Bodie Coombs. He sits at 84 over Austin Pixley, who was number 4. Now he's number 5, 77.5. Coombs, though, has had a heck of a state finals, though.
He has, and, between Coombs and Jace Mayfield, Corey Baumhoff, there's a lot of guys to watch in this round, and any one of them could take championship Saturday. In
the breakaway roping, Hadley Thompson leads it still by 24 points. With 30 points given out today, it's almost a guarantee that Thompson's going to be your state breakaway champion. However, Kaylee Hutchinson has won both rounds, so she's got a leg up in the average, could collect 30 points if she wins the short go and wins the average. But Hadley Thompson still sitting pretty strong in the average as well. It's going to come down to the calculator, but you got to think the smart money's on Hadley Thompson.
I think so. And, with the breakaway roping, the first day, in a lot of events, we saw the contestants struggle, whether it was nerves or what, we don't know. But they came back the second day with some strong 2-second runs, and I expect we'll see quite a few of those today.
According to our unofficial standings, Sydney Jones sits number 4 with a 72.5. Brenna Herring came into the state finals. Number 7 has climbed her way up to 5 and is only a point out from a national qualifying spot.
And Brenna will be last to go today, so she'll have a few minutes to think about it and then get out there and do it.
She'll be number 11 out of 15, so one of the last as we move on to our steer wrestling standings. Jace Mayfield came in number 1, but Carson Ewing was number 4, climbing his way up. Cannon Campbell was number 4 as well. Actually, Carson Ewing was number 2, dropped down to number 4 after round 1, won the round last night. But look at this steer wrestling race for a state championship, not to get to nationals, for a state championship. The top 3 separated by 5.25 points.
And we've talked about it in a lot of events, but overall the Wyoming team is going to have a very, very strong showing at nationals this year.
The top 4, Camden Campbell is 107. Trenton Sheehan, number 5 right now with a 92, so he needs to make some moves there. In the Sal Bronc riding standings, well, we thought Sal Bronc riding yesterday could be wrapped up by Schlappman, but he gets bucked off. Rodeo Marsh wins his second round of the state finals, and now he leads by 6.5 points going into the final round.
And, any one of these guys that make the top 4 are going to make a great showing. I hate to keep saying it, but I'm putting my money on the Wyoming team for nationals this year.
Absolutely. And it looks like the top 4 are kind of decided in the Saddle Bronc ridings as Colby Smith sits 4 with an 85. Wyatt Knight is 5th with a 41.5. We don't have the updated team roping standings yet. Hopefully we'll have that a little bit later on so we can let you know what the standings are before the team roping event. But you look at the barrel racing, and Hadley Thompson came in number 2 in the state, has had a great state finals, took second just yesterday, and now is overtaken Jordan Mormon as the number 1 barrel racer in the state. 2 second places for Hadley Thompson. One of them on round number 1 was only 1,000th of a second slower than Abigail Olson, who at number 3 has had a heck of a state finals. But Hadley Thompson leads by 4 over Jordan Mormon.
I don't think I could blink in 1,000th of a second.
Right.
So it tells you how close this race is.
Abigail Olson, though, looks very, very strong in the average, but so does Hadley Thompson. So you got the smart money looks to be on Hadley Thompson. Mormon, though, with only down by 4 points, may come down to some day money, day points as it comes down to the end. Chloe Nichols trails by 19 points. And that number 5 spot, Shada Lesmeister, 107 in number 4. So that looks to be fairly solid. Moving on to the bull riding. Brenson Bartlett with a second place last night. Now sits in the lead, 106.5. Hayden Welsh back to second after a 78-point ride, the highest scored ride we've seen in the bull riding this week. He now is at second in the state. Ashton Slaw, though, right there with him at 81.5. Aiden Ruby currently sits 63 points. That is one thing, actually. I'm going to ask our technical director, Dennis Bedwell, if we're going to get him to get a picture of the bull riding round results from – actually, I might have him emailed because Owen Monfelt, they gave him a reride. They did not give us a score, so let's see if we can track that down really, really fast. But Owen Monfelt actually might now be in the 4 spot if you just give us 1 second. But it's going to be very, very interesting coming in to this one. And here it is. Yeah, complete second go results, courtesy of course, the legendary Dixie Huxtable from the WHSRA. And in the bull riding, Monfelt was actually 3rd last night with a 71. So on the average, that actually puts him fairly strong, and he might have won the event on 2 last night. You're gonna have to let me know there. No, Ashton with a 71, 146. Yeah, so he actually won the event. So Cody's Owen Monfelt won the event. He got a 71. That puts him 3rd place. So we'll go ahead and update that on our standings here. So he took 3rd place, so that's 12 points for him, 10.5 for Slaw. And now that actually puts Monfelt into 3rd place. So that's how that plays out. So now that we have that straightened out, again, we didn't know what the score was, but a 71 for Owen Monfelt. That's actually a really good ride. And now Monfelt has a little bit of momentum going into the final round as well.
I think that ride could have been better. Excuse me. That bull came out and bucked for about 6 seconds and then decided to walk around the arena, but that could have been a high 70s ride easily.
So that is our ready results board. Again, we'll have the team roping in hopefully just a second. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, brought to you by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
What is Uinta BOCES #1? It's your community college to pursue your degree or certificate. It's high school equivalency. It's CPR and other workforce training. It's cooking and computer classes. It's 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and other free tools. We're many different things to many different people, meeting the education needs of the place we call home. So what is Uinta BOCES #1? That's for you to decide. Come see us today and let us help you make your educational dreams come true.
At Cowboy State Realty, we are dedicated to helping you with all your real estate needs. You are moving to a new town for a new job. Your family has outgrown the house that you live in now. You're ready to take a leap and become a homeowner. Sell or buy your home with a realtor you can trust. At Cowboy State Realty, we are working for you. Call us at 307-200-4332 to schedule an appointment today. Cowboy State Realty would like to give a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2023.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. Our experts self-perform all phases of construction on new or existing structures, such as site excavation, access road creation, concrete foundations, welding, and the installation and maintenance of piping, tanks, metal buildings, and more. Our turnkey services will have your facility operational quickly and safely. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Welcome back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by our good friends at Addicted Power Sports. Whether it's for work or play, check out Addicted Power Sports' selection of dirt bikes, road bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides. Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming, 307-79-7533. And Matt, we got a whole list of people to thank, including Dixie Huxtable with the WHSRA, and we got a chance to talk with Dixie earlier in the week before the rodeo, and here is what our conversation with Dixie Huxtable with the WHSRA.
Here with Dixie Huxtable. She is the national director for the state of Wyoming here as we get ready to broadcast the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association state finals in Rock Springs. Cannot wait. It's going to be a blast. And Ms. Huxtable, thank you so much for joining us. First question, I mean, we've talked with rodeo secretaries in Utah, and they've talked about how much work it goes into putting on and preparing to put on a rodeo. But one of this magnitude, I'm sure it's a whole nother level. Can you talk to us about what kind of preparations the state puts into the state finals?
Sure, and thank you for having us on your radio. We appreciate all the support you guys give us. So the state finals starts a year in advance. We will start working on next year's finals the day we finish this one. So it's a year-long process that involves organizing cattle, organizing the facility to get the camping and the stalling that the kids are going to need, to ticket takers, staff, getting the right people in the right spot. Obviously, the kids work all year long, going to rodeos from starting in September, going all the way through the spring to get themselves ready. So it behooves us state board to do everything we can to get the state finals to be a professional-looking, timely, or organized event for these kids.
Ms. Huxtable, I mean, Wyoming is the cowboy state, so it's no surprise that high school rodeo is a big deal here in Wyoming. We even have a reigning national champion in the bareback riding with Tucker Caricato. Can you talk a little bit about the history of high school rodeo in Wyoming and why it is so prevalent?
Of course, we are very proud to be the cowboy state, and we are very proud to be able to host the national high school finals many times. As a matter of fact, this summer will be the 75th anniversary of the high school finals. Wyoming started our high school association. We were actually a committee of the American Legion, and we still are a part of the American Legion. If you look at our official title, we are the American Legion Wyoming High School Rodeo Association, and we're very proud of the support we've gotten from the American Legion. We were formed in the Saratoga area. They created a high school rodeo back in 1954, and we've been able to have one every year since, with the exception of the COVID year, which put us off. But we have had numerous, I wouldn't even want to count the number of national champions, national student officers. We have an award called the Jim Moore Award, and that's named after someone who was a national student president. We're very proud of all of our kids that go on to qualify for nationals, make the short round at nationals, become champions. We have the reigning girls all around. Rain Grant, she's now graduated from high school and now to college, but we have numerous national champions, and that's what these kids work so hard to do, is not only be the champion from Wyoming, but to show off Wyoming in Wyoming and be a national champion.
Kind of a fun question for you here. Of course, every single one of these kids are competing to be national champions and win at the National High School Rodeo Finals. But how big is it to also come out of Wyoming as the state champion for these kids? How big of a goal is that for them?
Well, I think for most of them, it's the biggest goal they have. It not only sets them up for the national high school finals, but it sets them up for college. We have numerous college coaches that come and study and start recruiting our kids as young as being freshmen to help them get into a college to further their education, but to also compete at that CNFR that happens in Wyoming, ironically. And we are so proud. I am personally proud to be able to go to the CNFR and say, that's one of my kids. That's one of my kids from Wyoming that I watched come through junior high, high school, and now they're in college. And I think that's a goal for our kids. And then ultimately to be a professional PRCA champion, and we've had those as well. So we are very proud of being able to maybe be the starting point or the basic starting point for these kids in an organized organization to be high school rodeoing.
You talk about the names that have come out of high school rodeo, and being a lifelong rodeo fan myself, I know that you don't necessarily have favorite riders or anything like that. You become a fan of the sport in general, and through that, there's certain people that you just gravitate towards. There's big names. There's always the name that's shooting up and kind of making a name for themselves this year. It's the reigning junior high national champion, Hadley Thompson. She's had a great season. Tucker Caracato looks to defend his national championship. We got some really tight competitions. How much are you looking forward to this national? How much are you looking forward to this state championship week over in Rock Springs?
You know, I get really excited about it. I, unfortunately, this year have not been able to go to all the rodeos. I usually try to go to all the spring or most of the spring. So I've not been able to actually watch the kids, only see the results. So this is really exciting for me to get to come to Rock Springs and be there for the whole week and watch these kids. I know most of them personally. I've been involved with them. Many of them I've been involved with when their parents were in this organization, which might show my age a little, but it's very exciting to watch these kids go all year long, watch them have a bad weekend and pop back up, and then come to state finals and know that they've got to put 3 great runs together in order to qualify and to win that saddle that they want to win. And so it's exciting. It's always fun when it's a close call, when it's kind of in the bag, so to speak. It's good to watch, but it's not always as exciting as it is when you've got some challenges going on. And I see this year we do have some in some of our events. And you mentioned the Thompson, the Caracato. You know, I've watched these kids for years, and it's always a thrill to watch them come compete in the arena, because they will give it their best and they will do it professionally and with great sportsmanship. So it's always fun to come watch them.
I was going to say, if they're like many of the other rodeo athletes that we've seen on our little trip through high school rodeo this spring, not only are they great athletes, they're just great all-around kids. What can you speak to about that? Oh,
they're outstanding. I can't speak high enough about our kids. one of my greatest pleasures is when I get an email from a person that has nothing to do with the rodeo, and they're complimenting my kids. And I do refer to them kids, even though they're not my biological, they're all my kids, that helped somebody in a store by carrying their groceries, or helped somebody get in a car and they had their back number on. So that person knew they were part of high school rodeo. And I end up with that email. And that makes me so proud of not only the kids, but the parents for instilling all that into them. So they are always known for being there when someone is down, maybe a horse gets hurt or somebody's got a problem, and somebody will share that horse. There's not that competitive, you can't use mine because it's mine. It's here, let's see what we can do to help you have a good shot. And every one of these kids meet that goal. I'm really proud of all of our kids.
That is Dixie Huxtable. She's the National Director for the state of Wyoming for the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association. Miss Huxtable, it's been a pleasure talking with you. State Finals is here. Cannot wait to get to the arena and get started with the event starting this Tuesday with the boys and girls cutting and the Rain Cow Horse. Again, thank you so much for the time. Anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't think so. Just thank you for all your support. We reach out to all the fans in the area to come watch us. It'll be a fun time. It looks like the weather's going to cooperate. We pray that is always good, but we are from Wyoming, so we'll take it as it comes, and we hope to see everybody in Rock Springs this next week.
A big thank you to Dixie Huxtable for joining us on our pre-performance program. And not only was it a pleasure to record that interview and talk with her that day, but it has been a pleasure to interact with her, with Shelly Thompson, the secretary of the WHSRA. Really, the top dogs here at the WHSRA has given us everything that we have asked for, despite the fact that they are extremely busy people during this week. They have been great to work with, and we really appreciate them.
We do. We couldn't ask any more out of them. Every time we've gone with a question, it's been answered with a smile.
Yep.
And had an answer for us right then.
Even though you and I both know that they are super busy during this week, above all else, really.
I bet they're getting about 2 hours of sleep a night.
Probably, and we appreciate every bit of work that they do. We do have those team roping standings, so let's go ahead and check it out. Talon Larson of Gillette leads it with a 124. Cam Johnson is second, and this is the heading, by the way. 118. These are unofficial standings, by the way. Royce Breeden is third with a 102. Keaton Hayden right now on the bubble, and he looks to be holding it. Hayde Espenscheid has been on a tear as of late at the finals, so the average could factor into it. But Hayes Espenscheid up from 6th to 5th. Sage Romero after yesterday. Still a little ways to go to get to the top 4. Looking at our healing standings, and it is a much closer race. Only 3 points separating Cashton Reynolds from Cale Espenscheid. Kyler Clark sits third. Austin Pixley sits fourth. And it's 16 points back to Nicholas Albrecht, who has climbed up from 6th to 4th in the whole time that the state finals have taken place. So those are your standings for the team roping going into the short go. Now let's talk about the all-around picture. And I think we can say it. Your 2023 all-around cowgirl is going to be Hadley Thompson. She comes into the short go. Listen to this. Let's go through the top 5. In 5th place, it's Casey Carr with 220 points. 4th place, Rayleigh Caldwell with 242 points. 3rd place, Audrey Kremer, who, by the way, came in number 7 in the state, working her way up to 3rd. Great job by her with 257.5 points. In 2nd, Caitlin Moore with 321 points. But Hadley Thompson's going to be your 2023 all-around champion cowgirl, 515.75 points.
You know, other than maybe team roping, I think every event that she's entered in, she's at least top 5, if not top 3.
The top 5 in the all-around cowboy going into the final day of competition. And it's if the girls was going to be a coronation, the boys are going to be a nail-biter. Listen to this. Number 5, Bodie Coombs. He comes in with a 216.75. In 4th place, Adam Bellis. He comes in with a 228.5. In 3rd place, Talon Larson. He comes in with a 257.75. 2nd place, Jace Mayfield, 315.75. 1st place, Keaton Hayden, 331. So it is going to be less than 16 points separating them. We're going to need some calculators. It's Shelly Thompson has got her work cut out for her to determine who that all-around cowboy is going to be.
That's she probably doesn't get paid the big bucks, but she should, and that's why.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we will get ready for grand entry. It's Championship Saturday for the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
You're turning 65 and retiring and have no clue what to do about Medicare. You own your own business or don't have health insurance. You know you need life insurance and don't know where to start. At My Life Financial, we can help with all these insurance needs. From Medicare supplements to finding the right health insurance plan and even dental and vision. We've got you covered. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. That's My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. We do it different.
Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West, celebrates its 87th year this September 1st through the 4th. Chancey Williams kicks off the festivities on Friday, September 1st, and the next 3 days feature PRCA rodeos, live bands, vendors, and a live fish catch, and so much more. For more information and tickets, visit evanstoncowboydays.com.
Grand entry time as we get set for the sponsor flags to ride out for the final time in 2023 here at a WHSRA rodeo. And this will also conclude the Addicted Power Sports rodeo series on mylocalradio.com. But we're just getting started with rodeo coverage here. We'll talk more about that a little bit later, of course.
Stay tuned later on today, and we'll give you a preview of what's coming for the next year.
Yep. Don't worry, everybody. This is not a one-time thing.
You're stuck with us.
Yeah. Hopefully that's okay. As here comes our first sponsorship flag. It is Cinch. And now Weatherby, official firearm of the WHSRA. Bloomer Trailers will be next to come across.
Well, it's going to be Professional Choice.
Professional Choice.
Western Horseman, the official publication.
The Western Horseman, official publication of the National High School Rodeo Association.
They give the national certificates for Sloan Saddles.
Sloan Saddles. And then, of course, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. The place that every single one of these cowboys and cowgirls are looking to get their card. And then Gist Buckles, the official buckle of the NHSRA and the WHSRA. And then the AQHA, American Quarter Horse Association, as they come out. So all of those are businesses that, if you like high school rodeo, keep in mind it is not possible without sponsors. So a big thank you to each and every one of them. As we go ahead and turn it over to the arena for the presentation of the colors.
Miss Slater Jones to enter with Old Glory.
Please bow your heads. Our Heavenly Father, we pause at this time, mindful and grateful for the many blessings you have granted upon us. We thank you for the opportunity to be here today. May our actions here this morning be to glorify you. Please keep all the competitors and livestock safe this morning. With grateful hearts, we take a moment to remember our loved ones and friends who have passed through your heavenly gates. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
You bet. Thank you, Cindy Jones, for the prayer. Slater Jones, thank you for presenting the colors. We appreciate it.
That was your newly crowned Miss High School Rodeo Wyoming, Slater Jones, holding the colors, and Sydney Jones giving us our opening prayer as we get set for rodeo time here in Wyoming. Time to crown some state champions.
You know, there's something different about the national anthem at a rodeo. It just gives you the chills every time.
As we will go with the pole bending first. Our pole bending brought to you by Water of Life. It's a family-owned business serving Western Wyoming and the surrounding region for more than 25 years. Improving and purifying your air and drinking water is what we do. Give us a call today to find out how we can help you. 307-787-6800. Here's your first one. It is Tessa Sanderson out of Sundance. Here we go. Great job here, weaving through, and then takes it through. And it sounds like they will announce the state champions here at the arena, so we will know that for sure. 20.810 is the run by Tessa Sanderson. And Matt, if we could you, when it's relevant, will you let us know what the average looks like for them?
Yes.
As well.
I will.
Here's Caitlin Moore, or Callie Bowman rather, out of Gillette. Our next cowgirl to go. Through the pattern. You got to do it twice. Knocking down a pole will cost you 5 seconds, and that will kill your run, especially with the top 15 in the state. Here comes Callie Bowman, and she will put a 22.841 the time for Callie Bowman. Next up will be Wilson's Gracie Hardiman. She has had herself a great state finals rodeo. And here she comes, her final pole bending run here in Wyoming. Well, hopefully not in Wyoming because the national finals are in Gillette.
Exactly.
And she has been impressive. She's been one of the strongest horse people we have seen, and unfortunately knocks one over. And unfortunately that will add 5. Oh, and adds 5 more, so it'll be plus 10.
Was our student president for the 22-23
Gracie Hardeman was the student president for the 22-23 school year, so a lot of work done by her. Waiting for the time. 31-5-0-1. That'll now bring up Caitlin Moore out of rights. Still chasing the 20.180 by Tessa Sanderson. That was actually a very fast run, and it could be a mark that holds up for quite a while.
It very well could. We'll see what Caitlin's got up her sleeve here.
Caitlin Moore, of course, the number 1 pole bender in the state coming into today, and here she comes trying to put the finishing touches on a national championship or a state championship. Almost was sub 20 yesterday. Can she go sub 20 today? She did it back in April here in Rock Springs. And she is clean. Here she comes. Will it be sub 20 for Caitlin Moore?
All year long. She's going to finish it out pretty dang good here. How about a
20.418. And that actually is second place in the round.
Good job all year long and good job today.
She's just 4/10 behind Tessa Sanderson.
I'll now bring up Jamie Anderson from Buffalo, but Caitlin Moore won the round yesterday. Came bouncing back big time, and now Jamie Adamson from Buffalo will be your next cowgirl to go. Far end goes around 1 pole. So they made an announcement over the PA that they're going to interview the state champions. When they so when you find out you've won a state title, they're going to do an interview here in the arena.
Good clean run there.
Yep. So we will have an idea of who won some state championships. Some may be too close to call. 21.500 for Jamie Adamson. That'll now bring up the drag. So right now, your top 5 going into the first drag in pole bending championship Saturday. Short go. And right now, it is unofficially a lead for Caitlin Moore, actually. I must have missed something. So that was a 4:24.418 for Tessa Sanderson. She's actually second. So Caitlin Moore leads with a 24.418. Tessa Sanderson second with a 28.10. Jamie Adamson third with a 21.500. Callie Bowman fourth with a 22.841. And Gracie Hardeman right now in fifth with a 30.501, as we'll correct that on the ready top mark board. But it's Caitlin Moore on top with a 20.418 for Caitlin Moore season in the pole bending. Next up, it'll be Aislinn Vroman from Riverton, Carly Peterson from Buffalo, Adeline Norstegard from Gillette, Tally Engel from Rosette, and then Jordan Mormon, and then they'll drag for the final 5, which includes Hadley Thompson.
You know, pole bending was done on a draw, and it just happened to put the all-around cowgirl very last in this event.
Yep. So here's the order of events here on Short Go Championship Saturday. Pole bending, saddle bronc riding, then the goat tying, then the tie down roping, then the breakaway roping. Then we'll have the bareback riding, the steer wrestling, the team roping, the barrel racing, and the bull riding will shut down the 2023 Wyoming High School Rodeo Association season.
You know, a lot of 12 months go into this day.
Yep. Here comes Aislinn Vroman from Riverton. Doing a good job bringing this one through. Great weave. Oh, and she's going to knock over a barrel. Looked like might have just brushed it with that far elbow. Oh, and there's another one coming down off of the shoulder as Vroman will have to add 10 to her time.
We're going to have to add 10 here.
Unfortunately for her. 30.766 is the time. That'll now bring up Carly Peterson. 5th place in the round yesterday.
Carly had a 21.296 yesterday, so See if she can improve on that any today.
Comes in to the States as the number 9 cowgirl in the event. Around the first pole, looking good. Good job through the weaving. And again, if they knock over a pole, it's going to result in a 5-second penalty. Oh, and a broken pattern, though, results in a no time. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the season for Buffalo's Carly Peterson.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to be no time.
That'll now bring up Gillette's Adeline Norstegard, your 2023 girls cutting state champion. So already a buckle coming to her tonight.
Absolutely. Adeline's knocked over a couple of poles her first 2 runs, so we'll see if she can get a clean run here.
Norstegard comes in.
Here she comes.
There it is. Adeline Norstegard comes in, number 11 in the States. Already headed to Gillette to represent Wyoming in the girls cutting. Now will finish up her pole bending season. Nice job there. That pole still standing up. Cut it as close as she possibly could. And here she comes. First clean run for her. 2-1. 3-1-7 for Adeline Norstegard. After Tally Engel, we'll have Jordan Mormon, and then we'll give you an update on your top 5.
All right. Tally was a little bit slower than she'd like to be yesterday at 25.695, but we'll keep those poles up and see if we can get a clean run here.
Engel comes in, number 7 in the state. Oh, and she's going to take a 5-second penalty after knocking over that pole. Now she'll just kind of run through and try to finish it. But Tally Engel has had a great state championship.
Well, we're going to have 5 here. It's going to be a 26-2-7.
26-2-7-6. And that'll now bring up Jordan Mormon out of Gillette. She was the number 1 barrel racer coming in to the standings before Hadley Thompson overtook her. She is number 13 in the pole bending.
Jordan had a great run yesterday of a 21.546.
And that put her 7th in the round. Mormon doing a good job here, weaving through the poles. Comes around, and another possible clean run for Mormon. Top 10 in round 2. Can she make it 2 rounds in a row? We'll find out.
Great run here. How about 20.929?
20.929. So we'll now give you your top 5, but everyone's still chasing that time set by Caitlin Moore. So in your 5th place spot, it's Jamie Adamson with a 21.500. 4th place, it's Adeline Norstegard with a 21.317. In 3rd place, Jordan Mormon with the 29.29. Tessa Sanderson in 2nd with a 28.10. But everyone's still chasing the number 1 cowgirl in the pole bending. It's Wright's Caitlin Moore with a 20.418.
Caitlin struggled a little bit that first day, but these last 2 runs have been amazing.
Knocked over a pole on day number 1. Both her and Hadley Thompson on day number 1, and we were kind of talking about it all week. We figured that both of them would bounce back, and that is indeed what happened, as the winner of the round was Caitlin Moore. Let's actually bring up those get the round 2 results. Caitlin Moore won the round with a 20.0700. Hadley Thompson was 3rd with a 26.52. She's still to come. So is Abigail Olson, who has been on fire, not just in the pole bending, but also in the barrel racing as well. Olson was 2 last time we saw her just last night.
Abigail, of course, comes to us from Sheridan.
Still to come, 3 of the top 4 cowgirls in the state. It'll be Abigail Olson, who sits number 4 in the state. Then Shada Lesmeister, number 2 in the state coming into today. Audrey Kremer has had herself a great season. She's number 5. Knocking on the door, only 5 points out of that number 4 spot. Jada Graves from Wheatland. She's done well as she sits in 15th spot. And then Hadley Thompson, your number 3 cowgirl in the event, but number 1 in the all-around. We lost the main camera. We'll work on getting that back. There we go. We got it back. And now here comes Abigail Olson from Sheridan. She has had an amazing state finals. The question is can she beat that time set by Caitlin Moore? 20.418 by Moore coming out of the number 4 spot. Oh, and she knocks over a pole, and that's going to cost her 5 seconds.
We're going to be at 21.828. Plus 5 is 26.
8:28 will be the time for Abigail Olson. Here's your number 2 cowgirl in the state, Shada Lesmeister. Will be next to go.
Shada had a 21.236 yesterday. If you can shave about a second off of that, she'll be doing well today.
Shada 4th in the round last night. Came in number 2 in the state, has held that spot all weekend, or all week. As she rides in after Lesmeister, it'll be Audrey Kremer from Cody, Jada Graves from Wheatland, then Hadley Thompson will close out the pole bending in 2023 here in Wyoming. Shada Lesmeister, though, great job by one of Rosette's finest. Weaving it through the poles, and she's going to be clean. Turns around and kicks it home.
Good run here,
21.685. And that'll now bring up Audrey Kremer from Cody. She'll be next to go. Of course, the blue cowboy hat contestant.
You can spot her anywhere on the rodeo grounds.
Yes, you can. I wonder if she wears it because Cody's school colors are blue and gold.
I would not be surprised.
Representing her town very well here at the state finals. Has had a heck of a state finals. It climbed up all the way to 3 in the all-around competition. Was 5 in the pole bending, and unfortunately, that might cost her a trip to nationals, knocking over those 2 poles. And they'll add 10 seconds to her time.
Well, we're going to add 10 there. It's going to be 34.063.
34.063 for Kremer. Now here comes Jada Graves from Wheatland. Jada, last night, Jada actually sits 15th in the state. Last night, she was a 6th place with a 21.376. And then Hadley Thompson, 3rd place last night, will be chasing Caitlin Moore. As we await Jada Graves.
Well, Jada Graves, we're looking for you.
Looks like she's there trying to get her horse put in position as it is excited to go.
Gates are open and horse is ready to go.
Here she comes, Jada Graves out of Wheatland. Number 15 in the state coming in. Nice tight turn around the first pole. Does a good job weaving through the first pass. And the second one looks just as good. Another great turn around the final pole. Sends that one home. Great run by Jada Graves. We'll see what the time is. Waiting for it. 21.713. We'll see if that's good enough for the top 10. After Hadley Thompson, our final pole bending run here in 2023 at the state finals.
Last night, Hadley had a 20.652.
That would be just off the mark. Here comes Hadley Thompson, your 2023 all-around cowgirl. And she knocks down 2. So that is going to do it for Adley Thompson here in the pole bending. She will be in Gillette in this event. And a great last turn, unfortunately, knocked down those 2 poles.
Darn it, cowgirl. Hate to do it. We're going to have to add 10 to you.
31-8-1-6 for Hadley Thompson.
Well, that's going to close the gate on
And that is going to do it for the pole bending. Bring up our final results in round number 3. As we'll actually get you those standings in just a minute, as we are going to go to our saddle bronc riding. Brought to you by My Life Financials. They are rolling through these events quickly. My Life Financial. Life is always changing, which means your insurance needs change also. My Life Financial in Evanston, Wyoming can help you with all your insurance needs. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. That's 435-557-3170. As our first saddle bronc rider is going to be Cole Krickmeyer out of Jackson.
Well, we're going to get Cowboy Lifesavers in here.
And it looks like we have our top 10 ready to go. So in first place, it is Caitlin Moore winning that one.
Is the coach of Casper College. He's fixing to have a big week ahead of him over there at Casper. He's got some good Cowboys and Cowboys.
Tessa Sanderson second, Jordan Mormon third, Adeline Norstegard fourth, Jamie Adamson fifth, Shada Lesmeister sixth, Jada Grade seventh, Callie Bowman eighth, Tally Engel ninth, Abigail Olson rounds out your top 10. And when you look at the average, it looks like it is going to go to Jamie Adamson unofficially. So that's how that looks as we get ready for the saddle bronc riding. Cole Krickmeyer to get us started from Jackson.
Cole's looking for his first ride this weekend. Here we go.
And this looks like we got a yellow flag already. Oh. And Cole looked like that bronc stepped on his leg. He's getting up and walking away with some help, but he appears to be okay. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no score for Cole, though. And you hate to see that happen for the last saddle bronc ride for him. That's a no score for Cole.
Man, these Cowboys are tough.
Yes, they are. I'll bring up Wyatt Knight from Gillette. Still looking for his first qualified ride. As Cole Krickmeyer unfortunately gets a 0 there. Wyatt Knight out of chute number 5. Getting set here. Your leader in the saddle bronc riding by a mere 6.5 points. It's Rhodey Marsh over Jake Schlappman. Chute number 3 is where Knight's actually going to be number 5, actually, as Knight.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Looking for a good mark out. Has it. Tries to spur him. Oh, and that is going to be a tough ride there for Wyatt Knight. That's going to be a no score. So, unfortunately, that puts up a 0. Still looking for our first qualified ride in the saddle bronc riding, brought to you by My Life Financial.
Well, that's going to move us down to Colby Smith.
Now that'll bring up Colby Smith out of Burns. Colby actually second in the go last night. with a 50-point ride. Comes into today as the number 4 bronc rider in the state, so he is looking to keep that going and go to Gillette. Comes to us from Burns.
You know, I don't care how young and how good a shape you're in. If you're riding broncs 3 days in a row,
yep,
it's got to take a toll.
There's a bareback rider. I believe it was Ian Smith who rode 2 last night with the re-ride.
Chaz Dewey had 2 last night.
Oh, Chaz Dewey, that's who it was.
Yep.
As right now, Colby Smith still to come. Ryan Nunn, Jake Schlattman, and Rodeo Marsh. And secretaries are getting to work, trying to put together who's won the state title in the pole bending. Based on the numbers and the fact that she won the round, I think it's going to go to Caitlin Moore. But that is just a guess.
That would not be a surprise, but she definitely had some competition.
Yep. The average, though, could play a factor into it, especially with that knockdown pole in round number 1. We'll see, though. Colby Smith from Burns, 50 points last night. Here we go. This one loses his saddle a little bit, starts to spin a little bit, comes down. Great ride here by Smith, and he's going to make the whistle. Great job by Smith as he gets down to the ground, is pumped. And let's take a look at it on the Cowboy Days replay board. Check out this ride right here. This bronc was giving him a trip, kind of tripped a little bit towards the end there. And it's going to be a 55 with a re-ride option for Colby Smith. And we'll see if he takes it.
Colby has to say, no, sir. He said he's had enough.
He's going to take the score, so Colby Smith is first with a 55.
Very, very smart businessman move right there.
Looks like we're moving to shoot number 3. As Smith will be the first mark on the saddle bronc riding in our ready top mark board.
We've seen it all 3 days, but these paint horses from Jackson Hole Rodeo like a little extra time in the arena.
Yeah. A little bit of a showboating group. Likes to celebrate their victories, but it is Colby Smith who gets the victory with a 55 over that bronc. Now Ryan Nunn, well, in level is next on the day sheet, but we'll see if that is who it is going to be. Still to come.
We're going to go with Ronnie Crawford. That's who I have on my list.
It'll be Roan Profit, who actually took a shot in the bull riding right in the chest yesterday.
He had a pretty good wreck last night, was down for a few minutes, and then popped up.
Just got the wind knocked out of him is what we heard, so impressive to see him back in action here in round number 3.
All right, he's ready.
There we go. Good mark out here. Oh, no. They had the flag, and then they picked it up, so I think they said he marked him out, but Profit's going to hit the ground. No score for Profit.
Here we go with Ryan Nunn next, out of level.
This bronc definitely wanting a little bit of extra screen time.
Ryan's looking for his first ride this weekend, but we did see him win here back in April.
As we go to shoot number 5, or shoot number 2 rather, for levels Ryan Nunn. Comes into the standings as your number 3 saddle bronc rider, so he'll be in Gillette. As when you look at the gap between 4 and 5, it's fairly wide, over 40 points. So the top 4 right now, Colby Smith, Ryan Nunn, Jake Schlattman, and Rodeo Marsh look to be set. But the battle for the bronc riding state title is exciting. Only 6.5 points separating Jake Schlattman from Rodeo Marsh. As Ryan Nunn gets ready for his final ride of the state finals before going to Gillette. Nunn looking for his first qualified ride of the state finals. Won the bronc riding here back in April during the regular season. So he's very capable of making something happen here.
You know, this stock from Jackson Hole Rodeo is tough stock.
Ryan Nunn, we're going to be coming with you with horse number 646.
646 is the name of the bronc. And they brought out the best of the best here for the state finals. Here we go. Good mark out. Oh, and that bronc puts a really fancy move on him. Let's check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board. Look at this, Matt Petrie. He comes out, his mark out looks good, but this move this bronc did, just this change of direction, was not something that he was expecting.
Oh. Horse took a little tumble there on his showboat ride around the arena.
Yep. It looks like we're going to shoot number 1 for Rodeo Marsh, the number 1 man in the state. Again, leads that state race going into today by 6.5 points.
Rodio's the only one to cover 2 so far this weekend with a 70 on Thursday and a 68 last night.
Could clinch the average and effectively the state title if you do that, but still have not gotten any word about state champions yet, but we believe unofficially that Caitlin Moore has won the pole bending. As Rodeo Marsh will be our next bronc rider go out of Minotaur. Came in number 2 in the state, but has had a heck of a state finals to overtake the number 1 spot.
I think Jake Schlattman's going to have something to say about that before the day's over.
Especially if Marsh hits the ground.
Yep.
So this is a big ride in the state championship. Then again, the 4 going to Gillette is pretty much decided. The big excitement is for that buckle tonight. This is actually Jake Schlattman. Is that what they just said? So Here we go. Schlattman, number 2, came in number 1, and this is why. Schlattman absolutely putting it on here. And he will have himself a heck of a score there and a heck of a ride. Way to shut it down if you are Jake Schlattman.
Man, that cowboy can ride.
Let's check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board, and it's a 74-point ride for Schlattman. Look at that on the replay board. Just pretty job. As Schlattman with a 74. That'll bring up our final man, the leader in the state, Rodeo Marsh. Shoot number 4. 676 is the name of the bronc. Here we go. Marsh can win the average right here if he covers. He'd be the only one to cover 3.
Schlattman's ahead by 1 point in the average right now.
So get out the calculator if he hits the ground. If he hits the ground, I'm not even going to guess who won this.
We'll leave that to Dixie and Shelley.
Here we go. Rodeo Marsh. Look at this ride. Crow hopping, holding on for dear life. Gets the spur in action going. Rodeo Marsh has won the average. And here is the replay on the Evanston Cowboy Days board. That was huge. That horse was great and gave Rodeo everything he could have wanted. 53, so he'll be third in the round. I don't know. I don't know. He wins the average, picks up round points. You like his chances, but I don't feel comfortable saying one way or the other on that.
No, again, that's what Dixie and Shelly will tell us here in just a little bit.
Yep. Let's go to our results in the saddle bronc riding. It's a win for Jake Schlattman with a 74. Colby Smith is second. Rodeo Marsh is third. And when you look at the average, it is Rodeo Marsh winning it. Schlattman will be second. Yeah, you're going to have to get the calculator out to determine this one. As we go to our goat tying, presented by Evanston Cowboy Days. And before we get started with the goat tying, this is another close race right here on our ready results board. Hadley Thompson leads by 9 points. Casey Carr is third. Rayleigh Caldwell, of course, is third. Caitlin Moore is fourth, but she's only up by 3.5 points over Rosalind Herron out of Gillette. As we get set for the goat tying, brought to you by Evanston Cowboy Days. The biggest little rodeo in the West in Evanston, Wyoming on Labor Day weekend. Catch Chancey Williams on Friday, September 1st, and PRCA rodeos with a host of other fun family events from September 2nd through the 4th, only at the Evanston Cowboy Days. Visit evanstoncowboydays.com for the schedule and to buy your tickets today.
Our goat tying will start out with Corlin Slattery out of Rosette, followed by Aislinn Vroman out of Riverton. Devlin Cole will be third, Grady Pendleton fourth, Cameron Farrell, Riley Griffiths, Catherine Ruiz, Kaylee Hutchinson, Katie Rice, Morgan Watts, Rosalind Herron, Caitlin Moore, Casey Carr, Rayleigh Caldwell, and finished up with Hadley Thompson.
Slattery 16th in the round yesterday with a 13-25. How about the saddle bronc riding, though?
Oh, man.
That was some fun watching. We have official results for the pole bending.
We did have a tie for third and fourth. It's going to be Tessa Sanderson.
Tessa Sanderson and Hadley Thompson tie for third and fourth in the pole bending. Or fourth and fifth, actually. So there's going to be 5 going to state. As we are off and running here in the goat tying. Abigail Olson finishes third. Shay Lesmeister finishes second. And Caitlin Moore does win the state championship. As our first pole bender, or excuse me, goat tying is Cortland Slattery waiting for her time.
Well, we're going to be at 15:62.
It's a 15:62 to get us started by Corlin Slattery. That'll bring up Aislinn Broman out of Riverton. But we just heard it's official. Caitlin Moore, your 2023 pole bending Wyoming state champion.
Congratulations to Caitlin. It's been a great season all the way along for her.
So the opening time to start things out is a 15:66 as we await Aislinn Vroman from Riverton. Slattery put up that 15:66. Unfortunate. And it's 11. It's a no time. They called it 11:22, but it's a no time for Aislinn Vroman as it got up. Next up will be Devlin Cole from Sheridan.
Devlin had a 9-28 on Thursday and a no time yesterday, so look to get back on the score sheet here.
Cole comes in as the number 13 goat tire in the state. And here she comes. Cole with the dismount. And trying to be fast here. And that should for Cole. Takes the lead, but stops the clock.
Well, we're going to be at 10:36.
10 and 34, so that'll set things up. Having to correct some settings in the stream real quick.
Cameron Farrell out of Thermopolis will be next. She had a 15.65 on Thursday and an 8.65 yesterday.
Then it'll be Riley Griffiths, then Catherine Weiss, Kaylee Hutchinson, Katie Rice, Morgan Watts, Rosalind Herron, Caitlin Moore, Casey Carr, Rayleigh Caldwell, and Hadley Thompson, the top two in the state to go last.
This will be good.
It's good. Oh, it's up. It's a no time.
Riley Griffiths out of Wheatland will be next. Riley had an 11.56 on Thursday and a 10.62 yesterday.
So at 9:19 by Devlin Cole, still in the lead. Riley comes in as the number 10 cowgirl in the state. And let's see if it stays tied.
Well, we're going to be at 9 and 94.
9 and 94, so that 9 and 19 by Cole still holding up here. That'll now bring up Riley Griffiths from Wheatland.
That was Riley there. This will be Catherine Weiss.
Big thank you to everyone who's tuning in today, live on mylocalradio.com and also on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. This is Riley Griffiths of Wheatland.
This is Catherine Weiss.
Catherine Weiss. Sorry, what was Riley's time then?
9.94.
And Cameron Farrell?
She had a no time.
No time, that's right. On my day sheet, I got a little mixed up. That's your new leader, 8 and 87 all week long.
Next will be Kaylee Hutchinson out of Rosette. She had a 10.03 on Thursday and a 7.31 yesterday.
Weiss on top with an 8 and 87 now. Here comes Kaylee Hutchinson. She has been impressive in the breakaway roping this week. Gathers the legs together and stops the clock.
Well,
8 and 44. She got up looking a little disappointed, but she takes the lead, 8 and 44 for Hutchison.
We'll have Katie Rice out of Buffalo next. Katie's been fast this week. She was an 8 and 81 on Thursday and a 7.62 yesterday.
Katie Rice out of Buffalo. Now chasing that 8 and 44 by Hutchison. That I just updated the board. I'm going to wait before I show it because that might be a new leader.
Well, another leaderboard change. How about an 8.12 and 8 and 12 here?
8 and 12 for Rice. So another lead change. I'll now bring up Morgan Watts out of Eden.
We are running these from.
Morgan's been very fast.
Waiting for the time.
Well, once again.
Another lead change. 8 and 06 for Morgan Watts.
Roslyn will be followed by the newly crowned pole bending state champion and Caitlin Moore.
And we weren't surprised at all when that happened.
Not
Still,
at all.
Still waiting to hear the Saddle Bronc riding standings. We're not guessing on that at all, as the average and the round were so close between the two. It's not even fair.
Another great run.
And that could be a big one for Heron. 8:06 by Watts is what we're chasing. Another leader change. 7:44 for Heron. That is a heck of a run.
Here comes Caitlin Moore. She had a 9:03 Thursday, 8:55 yesterday.
Moore.
Oh, this could be good again.
Oh, bobbled a little bit with the legs, bobbled with the tie. It's okay. It's already a day to remember for the right cowgirl. She's your pole bending state champion.
Well, we're going to be at 10 and 25 here.
10 and 25 for Moore.
Casey Carter, you're going to be up here at third high call.
I'll now bring up Casey Carr, number 3 in the States, coming into today. Trying to make it to the state finals, or the national finals.
Casey had a 10:02 on Thursday, but a 7:35 yesterday.
And then it'll be the showdown for the state championship between Rayleigh Caldwell and Hadley Thompson. Thompson has the upper hand, up by 9 points after the round win yesterday. But they have been breathing down each other's neck all week. Here comes Casey Carr trying to wrap up a trip to the national finals for Jackson Hole. Oh, and just bobbles. Oh, and unfortunately that cost her, but how does it cost her? How much?
Well, we're going to be 15 and 21 here. No, that's not what
15 and 21. That is a heartbreaker. Has to keep her head up. She's a great cowgirl. And now it's the battle for the state title. Rayleigh Caldwell of Gillette will be next. Trails Hadley Thompson in the standings by 9 points. So she needs a big payoff in the round and a big payoff in the average in order to catch Thompson.
Listen to this time from Thursday, though, 6 and 72.
Here we go. Caldwell coming in. Flanks it well. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. What's it going to be?
Well, do you remember when I said the cream rises to the top? Second high call. How about 6 and 59?
Enough to take the round.
You can read now. Well, we're going to be a 7 and 97.
7 and 97. So it's not. So what does that do to this one? As we go to the tie-down roping. But Rayleigh Caldwell wins the round. In the average, though, it looks like Abigail Olson is going to take the average just barely with a 19 and 62 on 2. But we do not know about that state championship race. That's another one. I think I'm going to wait for the official call there. That is another just absolutely nail-biter of a competition. As we get ready for the tie-down roping, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers. Trying to find my livery paper. There it is. Les Schwab Tire Centers, home of the best value promise and doing the right thing since 1952.
All right, our tie-down roping will start out with Cody Hayden out of Gillette, Braxton Burford from Mitchell, Sid Peterson of Torrington, followed by Royce Breeden, Colson Myers, Hasten Camino, Cade Thar, Kyler Clark, Talon Larson, Adam Bellis, Austin Pixley, Bodie Coombs, Keaton Hayden, Corey Baumhoff, and finished up with the number 1 man in Jace Mayfield out of Midwest.
In the tie-down standings, it's a 7-point lead for Corey Baumhoff.
There you go.
Here's your first one. Oh, and it's going to be a miss for Cody Hayden. No time, unfortunately. Next up will be Braxton Burford.
Braxton had a 16.72 yesterday.
Out of Mitchell, Wyoming. Number 14th in the state. Obviously, since he's that penultimate, or second rider, rather. We've got one state champion crowned. It's Caitlin Moore in the pole bending, saddle bronc riding, and goat tying. I would say, depending on how the round went, as we go ahead and give you the goat tying round results. Rayleigh Caldwell first, Rosalind Heron second, Hadley Thompson third, Morgan Watts fourth, Katie Rice fifth, Kaylee Hutchinson sixth, Catherine Reese eighth, Devlin Cole ninth, Riley Griffiths ninth, and Caitlin Moore will round out your top 10. As we're going to get our first run here from Braxton Burford.
For a good young freshman right there.
For the freshman. Waiting for the time if the cap can stay tied.
Sid Peterson's 29.56 on 2, including a 12.12 yesterday.
And here we go. Early catch here from Sid Peterson. This could be big right here. Nice clean run here. Oh! Peterson's going to go to the top of the leaderboard if that cap stayed tied, and if he took a good run at the barrier, it's going to be as that'll bring up so that 10 Sid Peterson 10 and 37. Now brings up Royce Breeden from Carpenter. He won, yeah, you mentioned it. He ran the round yesterday. Good one here. Oh, just hung up a little bit on the legs. He's looking to finish that off, and he will. As we await the time for Royce Breeden.
Well, we're going to be at 15 and 16.
15 and 16 for Royce Breeden.
They're going to be on net, Kate Thurr, Heather Clark, Talon Larson, Adam Bellis. He'll take us through 10. Good job being ready, Cowboys. We appreciate it.
As that'll now bring up Colson Myers out of Buffalo.
Colson had a 12.82 on Thursday and a 13.06 yesterday for 25.88 on 2 head.
So he's alive and well in the average. Very much alive in the average, actually. Hazen Camino on deck, Kate Thar in the hole.
How about a little nitty-gritty dirt band to get this one going?
Myers into the ropers box. After the tie-down roping, we'll go to the breakaway roping. It's a blink and you miss it type affair. As a good catch here by Myers. Flanks that one well, sets up, gathers it in. Oh, just hangs up a little bit as that leg kind of got in the way. And he's going to look to just finish this one off for Colson Myers.
Well, we got him tied. He stays tied. It's going to be an 18 and 12.
It's an 18 and 12 for Myers. Still everybody chasing that 10 and 19 from Braxton Burford. That'll now bring up Hazen Camino out of Buffalo.
They've done an outstanding job for us. Two of the fairest guys I know.
Hazen took a no time last night. Looking for his first time, actually, of the state finals.
To be with us this week.
Let's hope the third time's a charm for Hazen.
Yep. Kate Thar on deck. Kyler Clark will be next. Or will be in the hole, actually. Hazen Camino from Buffalo. Trying to exit the season with some points.
He's traveled a long ways to be here, so let's hope he pays it off here.
And good job here. Good catch. Calf is on its feet. He's got a real chance here. Come on, finish it off strong. Flank giving him a little bit of a hard time. Gets it down. Strings him up, gathers it up, wraps it up. And let's get yourself a time to leave the season. Great job, Hazen Camino. Oh, no. Stay down. Yeah, stay down for 7 seconds. And he's getting a 17 and 50. It's a time for Hazen Camino. So great way to finish the season for him. That'll now bring up Cade Thar from Rosettes.
Cade out of Rosette is also looking for his first time this weekend.
Happy for Hazen Camino. End your season with a time, a run, make it happen.
A little momentum to go into the fall.
Yep. We got the breakaway roping coming up next. Then it'll be the bareback riding. Then the steer wrestling, the team roping, the barrel racing, and we'll end our rodeo with the bull riding. And great throw. What a throw there by Cade Thar. Gathers it together. This is going to be a great run for Thar. Could you believe that loop?
That takes a lot of skill to throw a rope that far.
That was from way downtown. That was about the 4-point line. 12-09 for Thar. Great job by him. That'll now bring up Kyler Clark next to go. But then 12-09 puts him in third place in the round. Man, what a run there by Cade Thar.
All right. Kyler had a 28.68 on Thursday. I'm sure that was a broken barrier.
Yep.
And a no time yesterday, so he'll look to finish strong here. After Kyler, we'll have Talon Larson out of Gillette, Adam Bellis out of Buffalo, and Austin Pixley out of Sundance.
Kyler's got a run here. Nice early catch. Gathers it together. It's going to be a good time. Let's see what the barrier is at. Looking at the judge. Trying to see if it's a plus 10. But that was a great early catch there by Kyler Clark.
Sure, an outstanding set of calves we got here. Show these Cowboys with 12-66 here.
12-66 for Kyler Clark. I'll now bring up our next Cowboy. Talon Larson from Gillette came in number 2 in the average, or number 2 in the all-around. Now down to 3 in the all-around Cowboy race. That is heated up between two guys we'll see in this event. Keaton Hayden, who'll be the third before last, and then Jace Mayfield will wrap it up. Hayden with a slim lead in the all-around coming into tonight. Mayfield has been charging. Here we go. This is Talon Larson. He's the number 1 header in the state right now, and it showed you why with that loop there. Gathers together. This is going to be a great run by Talon Larson. Let's check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board. Just a pro-level run here for Larson. Oh, it got up. Oh, he put a Rapanui on it. Took a risk, and the calf. Actually, no, they're counting it. They're counting it. 10-28 for Larson. That calf must have gotten up right at the 7-second mark. Yeah,
half second after the mark.
Wow. Great job there by Talon Larson. That'll now bring up Adam Bellis number 6 in the state from Buffalo.
Adam had a 11:06 yesterday, so he primed to go into one of the top spots here.
Talon Larson second in the round after that run. Great run here by Bellis. Oh, but that calf not wanting to get up. Has to get it to its feet. And a great job on the ground there by Bellis for the time. See if it stays down for the 7 seconds as that clock will start once he gets on his horse. And he's good.
Well, we're going to be 12 and 59 here at 12 and 59.
12 and 59
Well, Austin, you're going to be up
by
next.
Bellis.
Well, I do have the results of the goat time.
And we have the goat time results.
Morgan Watts.
Morgan Watts is 4th place.
Third place is going to be Roslyn Heron.
Roslyn Heron is 3rd.
Second's going to be
Rayleigh Caldwell is 2nd. And your state champion is Hadley Thompson. So Hadley Thompson wins the goat tying state championship. So that's the first state championship officially for the freshman, Hadley Thompson.
Congratulations to her, and I'm sure it's not the last one.
She's got more coming. At least today, she'll have more coming. And she is going to be a contender at the national level, for sure.
She is. Austin Pixley out of Sundance is next. He's had a couple of broken barriers this week, so.
Here we go. Good catch here by Pixley. Oh, and it got away from him. Has to bring it back to his feet. Tie it up, and there you go. Pixley now has to make sure that that thing stays tied.
Well, we're going to be at 16 and 19, 16.19.
And it's 16.19 for Pixley. I'll now bring up Bodie Coombs from Wellington, one of the top timed event cowboys in the state.
Bodie was a 13:57 on Thursday, 11:2 yesterday for a total of 24:77 on 2 head.
Second's going to be Jake Schlotman. And your state champion by a couple of points, Rody Marsh.
And Rody Marsh has been crowned your state saddle bronc champion by 2 points.
That was a heck of a battle between him and Schlotman.
So our state champions, it's in the pole bending. Wrights, Caitlin Moore. Minotaurs, Rody Marsh. And in the goat tying, it's Hadley Thompson.
Oh, and you don't see that happen often, but Bodie missed on the catch there.
Misses. But they just said it was by 2 points that Rody Marsh is your 2023 state champion. All right, here's your top 3. Keaton Hayden will be next to go.
Keaton's had a good week. He was 13:03 on Thursday, 11:74 yesterday for a total of 24:77 on 2 head.
Outside of the picture for the state championship right now.
But we saw Keaton early in the week win a state championship in the boys cutting, and that was not even close.
It was a dominating performance. And a great catch early here by Hayden. He leads the all-around cowboy race by 15 points. And
nice.
What a run by Hayden. Look out, leaderboard. Is it enough?
You know when a cowboy throws his arms like that, he's happy with his run.
Yeah. Everything went perfect. Has to stay tied for 6 seconds.
Well, Keaton Hayden, I think you're going to
He's going to take the lead. 9 and 40. That is the fastest time we have seen this week as Keaton Hayden takes the lead of the round and puts the pressure on Jace Mayfield in the all-around competition. Nine and 40. Now your new has a commanding lead in the average. He is number 1 in that average by winning round number 1 and finishing second in round number 2 is Mayfield. So Baumhoff has got to rope for some big day points
Corey was 11:69 on Thursday and took it no time
Oh,
last
check
night.
this out. It was an early catch. It's up on his feet. Baumhoff rushing here. This could be big. Puts on a wrap and a hooey. It's going to be an exciting finish here. 6 seconds. The calf has to stay tied.
I'm going to tell you, this is exciting. I love it.
I think you just went to the lead.
8:87.
8:87.
Wow.
That is an NFR time right there.
What do? You step on their throat.
Baumhoff
And I'll tell you.
leads Baumhoff coming into today by 8.5 points. So you like his chances to win this, especially if he puts in a competitive time here in round number 3. Here we go. Mayfield caught it by the nose, and is it going to get away? No, it's getting away, and that's a no time for Mayfield. He had a commanding lead in the average. Now we have no clue what's going to happen in the average. And then another one that
That's Rodeo.
if you
He only has one
would have put down a time, I would have said Jace Mayfield is probably your state champion. I don't know now. We're going to have to wait for the official ones. But, man, Mayfield, oh, wow. And we're going to need the calculators out again.
You know, that's the old adage that these games are not played on paper.
No. Wow. On to the breakaway roping. It's brought to you by Ready Safety and Excellence in Industrial Services since 1982. As we get set for our breakaway roping, Carly Peterson of Buffalo will lead things off. Real quick, let's give you the top 10 in the tie-down round number 3. It is Keaton Hayden wins it with a 9-4. Braxton Burford is second. Corey Baumhoff wins it with an 8-87. Keaton Hayden is second. Braxton Burford third. Talon Larson fourth. Sidwell Peterson fifth. Cade Thar sixth. Alan Bellis seventh. Kyler Clark eighth. Royce Breeden ninth. Austin Pixley rounds out your top 10. And now in the average, looking for anyone who's got 3 times, there's one. Talon Larson looks like he might have taken the average with 10 and 34 and 10 on 3 head. Again, not sure though, as this sucker has just gone all the way down to the wire. Going into the breakaway roping, Hadley Thompson leads it by 14 points, 14.75 points going into this one. So Thompson might be getting her second state title due to this event.
Breakaway will feature Carly Peterson, Morgan Watts, Camry Davis, Audrey Kremer, Jamie Anderson, Casey Carr, Rayleigh Caldwell, Dylan Thar, Catherine Vineyard, Gracie Hardiman, Brenna Herring, Sydney Jones, Sydney Odekoven, Kaylee Hutchison, and Hadley Thompson will come up last in this event as well.
In the pole bending, Caitlin Moore finishes a dominant season as your state champion from Wright. In the saddle bronc riding by 2 points, Rhodey Marsh is your state champion.
There's a quick run to start it with Carly Peterson.
Peterson from Buffalo. See what the time is.
Great run, Carly. How about a 2:90?
2:90, and right off the bat, we're sub 3. So we'll change that on the board. By 2 points, Rhodey Marsh is your saddle bronc riding champion. And in the tie-down roping, Camry Davis is on deck. Audrey Kremer will be next. Oh, and a miss.
Drew the 1-2. It's going to be no time. Camry Davis should have here number 3. Audrey Kremer here going to be on deck. Jimmy Adamson, Casey Carr,
For Morgan Watts.
All right, next up is Camry Davis out of Buffalo. She had a no time on Thursday, but came back with a 2.62 yesterday.
And that put her in the day money, if I'm not mistaken.
I put her in number 1 spot right now.
And she's winning the average right now as well. Oh, no, actually, that's on 1 head. Apologies. She won the round. Here we go, Camry Davis.
That was quick.
Yeah, this could be big. Question is where she hit the barrier. Again, that barrier. 2:63 for Camry Davis. So Davis takes the lead with a 2:63.
Audrey Kremer out of Cody will be next. She had a 3.55 on Thursday and a no time yesterday.
The barrier in effect. That barrier releases, which is that rope across the front of the roper's box. If you break that head start, it's a 10-second penalty, as that's a 2:68 for Audrey Kremer. Good enough for second place right now. That'll now bring up Jamie Adamson of Buffalo, our next cowgirl to go. Casey Carr from Jackson on deck. Rayleigh Caldwell, the reserve champion in the goat tying, will be in the hold, and a no time for Jamie Adamson. Tough luck for the Buffalo Cowgirl. That'll now bring up Casey Carr of Jackson Hole.
Casey had a 287 on Thursday and a 318 yesterday for a total of 605 on two head.
Looks really good in that average, 9th place last night.
You know, I like these cowgirls that use the pink ropes. It makes it a whole lot easier to see when that calf gets caught.
Right. After Carr, it'll be Rayleigh Caldwell on deck, Dylan Thar in the hole. As we are right now on number 6, as Carr puts on a heck of a time. Number 6 of 15 is Casey Carr. We'll see what the time is.
Well, how about another? Well, we're going to tie here. How about a 2:68?
2:68 ties her for second place, down to the 100th of a second with Audrey Kremer, who I think is actually her team roping partner, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
So they've been roping together, knowing each other, knowing what they need to do. Next up will be Gillette's Rayleigh Caldwell, again, your reserve champion in the goat tying.
Listen to these times. Rayleigh was a 269 on Thursday, a 298 yesterday for a total of 567 on two head.
Finished 8th in the round last night.
Once again, this is going to be Rayleigh Caldwell.
Dylan Thar on deck, Catherine Vineyard in the hole, and then we'll see Gracie Hardiman. After the breakaway roping, it'll be the bareback riding, where we have ourselves a tight race.
And a couple of okay cowboys in the bareback there.
In the state standings for the breakaway roping, Adley Thompson leads with a 118.75. Kaylee Hutchison, who has been on fire this entire state finals, is second with a 94. So despite Hutchison probably your favorite in the average, you would have to say Thompson has probably got the year-end title, the state title.
This is Hadley's event.
Yeah.
She's been at the top all year long.
And she's got she's already won the goat sign, could win the breakaway roping, and comes in number 1 in the barrel racing. Only one that was able to keep her off, well, that'll be able to keep her off the stage tonight will be Caitlin Moore.
That's
fast. Caldwell. Man.
Well, we're going to be 281 here.
281 for Rayleigh Caldwell.
Number 8, Catherine Vineyard.
That'll now bring up Dylan Thar out of Douglas, home of last year's state finals.
Dylan, unfortunately, has had no times Thursday and Friday, but let's see if we can get her one today.
And things should get really, really interesting as we get faster and faster throughout the day. Kaylee Hutchinson, though. Oh, wow. Dylan Thar just put one on. Is she clean at the barrier? Oh, she broke the barrier. 12 and 47. I was wondering about that, as that was very fast. But unfortunately, you break the barrier, it's a speeding ticket, and it's a fine of 10 seconds. That'll bring up Kathleen Vineyard out of Lovell. Will be our next cowgirl to go.
Catherine had a broken barrier on Thursday, or she would have been a 3:15.
Wow.
And she had a 3:53 yesterday for a total of 16:68 on 2.
Just outside the top 10 in round number 2 yesterday. Out of Lovell, then Gracie Hardiman from Wilson, Brenna Herring from Veteran will be our next 3 to go. Vineyard, oh! And unfortunately, that's going to be a no time for Vineyard.
Just a little short on the throw.
I'll now bring up Gracie Hardiman from Wilson.
Gracie's been really fast this week. 2.72 on Thursday, 2.64 on Friday, for a total of 5 and 3.6 on 2 head.
4th place in the round yesterday. Finds herself in the breakaway standings in 9th. So she came in a little low, but has made up big time here at the state finals and is definitely an average contender. Brenna Herring will be next, and then after that, it will be Sydney Jones in the hole. Hardiman. Here we go, nods the head. Throws early. Wow! How about that? From Wilson's Gracie Hardiman right by Jackson. 3:09 for Hardiman. And she's got a challenging score on 3 head. Hardiman on 3 head now with
8:45.
Wow. Now sets up Brenna Herring, a veteran, number 5 in the state. So Hardiman's actually number 6 in the state.
Brenna
officially.
was 3:02 on Thursday, 2:91 yesterday.
Still waiting to see what happened with that tie-down roping. Probably very similar to the saddle bronc riding where they're having to get the calculators out.
Double, triple, and quadruple. Check those numbers.
Here comes Brenna Herring, and she's got herself an early catch. Rope doesn't break quite as fast as she would like. As we wait for the time. 3:35 for Herring. I'll now bring up Sydney Jones, number 4 in the States, from Farson. Then we'll see Sydney Odekoven, who's 3rd, Kaylee Hutchinson, who's 2nd, and then your leader and most likely your state champion, Hadley Thompson. Sydney Jones out of Farson with a total of 72.5 points. Chases that one down a ways, and it tries to stay in the average. 4:91 for Sydney Jones is the time. That was the goal, stay in the average there if you're her. Next up will be Sydney Odekoven out of Gillette. The final 3 tie-down ropers, the top 3 in the state in 2023. Odekoven with a 76.5 season points, and in the rodeos had some times as well.
She had a 2.54 on Thursday, and unfortunately a no time yesterday.
So trying to get back into the money. Sydney Odekoven out of Gillette. And after this, we'll have Kaylee Hutchinson, Hadley Thompson, which could very well just be a coordination with the lead that she has in the breakaway roping and the times that she's been able to put down.
She came in way, way ahead and has kept her top spot.
Odekoven, is going to miss. And unfortunately, that is a no time for Odekoven.
Gosh darn it. It's going to be a no time there. Heartbreak City.
So that 2-6-3 still on top.
Kaylee Hutchison, these are some numbers. 2-3-1 on Thursday and 2-2-7 yesterday.
And now, Talon Larson has come back and won the tie-down roping state title. Or check that, he's fourth. And it looks like Corey Bonoff is your state champion in the tie-down roping, but looking at the tie-down roping, Talon Larson comes from number 6 to number 4 to make the national team, but Corey Bonoff.
Oh, wow.
Wins it. What an early time by Kaylee Hutchison.
Kaylee, how about the fastest time yet? How about a 2.28?
2.28 for Kaylee Hutchinson. I think she just probably won the average.
She's 6.86 on 3 head.
Wow, just heard that she was in a heck of a car crash earlier in the season. Wasn't sure if she could come back. And what a state final she has had. And Hutchison is your new leader with a 2.28. That might be the fastest time we've seen this week, not sure. Here's Hadley Thompson getting it done.
That is how you do it right.
Is it going to beat the 2.28? But Hadley Thompson probably just won. Yep, second in the round with the 2.56. But I think she has coordinated herself as the state champion in the breakaway roping. So Hadley Thompson getting it done in the goat tying and in the breakaway roping with a time of didn't catch the time for Thompson.
2.56.
2.256 for Thompson. That's good enough for second place here in the breakaway roping. But we got our champions from the tie-down roping, and it is Corey Baumhoff as we get ready for the bareback riding. But we're saying that Hadley Thompson has probably won the breakaway roping, as we'll get set for the bareback riding, brought to you by Y-High.
So on the breakaway, Kaylee Hutchison ended up 6.86 on 3. Hadley Thompson was 7.91.
Wow. Y-High Federal Credit Union in Lyman, Green River, Cheyenne, Casper, and right here in Rock Springs for your new and used auto loans, personal loans, business, and home loans. Y-High Federal Credit Union, we're with you. So we're guessing that Kaylee Hutchinson wins the average, but Hadley Thompson is probably your state champion. In the round, though, it's Hutchinson 1, Thompson 2, Davis 3, Kremer 4, Carr 5, Caldwell 6, Peterson 7, Hardiman 8, Herring 9, and Sydney Jones wrapping up your top 10 as we get set for the bareback riding. Caricato over Farrell right now by 6.5 points.
We'll get to see Tucker first here.
And Tucker Caricato is going to get us started. And this is why he is the reigning national champion. Caricato might have just sealed up a state championship with that ride. As Tucker Caricato, as a sophomore last year, won it all at the national finals, and a 76 point ride by Tucker Caricato. Let's check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board. Look at this ride. Pro level, everything you want if you're Tucker Caricato. So Tucker Caricato with a 76, 226 on 2 now.
Yesterday.
Coming out of chute number 2, Grady Edwards. Of course, coming to us from Gillette.
Grady's going to get out for just a second, so
Yeah.
we'll have some movement here.
But how about that ride by Tucker Caricato? And now we'll go to number 2 in the state, Rody Farrell, your next Cowboy to go from Thermopolis. Trails by 6.5 points coming into today. And currently 145 on 2 head.
Rody was 75 on Thursday and the 70 yesterday.
76, your leading score by the reigning state and national champion Tucker Caricato. When you look at the bareback riding standings right now, the top 4, Ian Smith, Chaz Dewey, Rody Farrell, Tucker Caricato. Grady Edwards, though, only needs 4.5 points to overtake Ian Smith for that 4th spot.
Here we go.
There we go, Rody Farrell. And Rody on this great-looking white horse. He's going to spur this one looking well, and Rody Farrell will make the whistle. And unless it is higher than 76, you could probably say that Tucker Caricato has probably won the state title. But Rody Farrell is a dang good bareback rider in his own right.
Well, Rody Farrell will be 73.
73 for Farrell as you check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board.
We're going to go back to Grady Edwards.
And now Grady Edwards will have his shot. But with that, it looks like Caricato's probably winning the average, leading the round right now. And probably your 2023 Wyoming state champion.
You know, it would not shock me at all to see Tucker and Rody end up 1-2 in the nation.
That would be amazing.
I would love it.
As those two have been going neck and neck all season long. As now we see Grady Edwards comes in to today. Number 5 in the States. Only needs 4.5 points to pass up Ian Smith. An 88, or excuse me, a 67 and a 61. Coming to us from Gillette. Here we go, Grady Edwards. Good looking bronc here. And Edwards putting on some great spurring himself. Gillette is proud of that young man right there.
That was a nice ride.
Well, I think we got a qualified ride.
One thing did you notice Tucker Caricato did? He released his own flank strap. As Edwards did a similar thing. And he gets down to the ground. 63 for Edwards. Let's check this out on the Cowboy Days replay board. Great ride by Edwards. That'll now set us up at chute number 5. Waiting to find out who that is. It's Ian Smith from Pinedale. Smith sits in that number 4 spot, only 4.5 points ahead of Edwards, who just put up a 63. He's in 3rd place.
Had to turn out today, but I'll tell you what, a lot better than it could have been. It would have been a lot worse without these two.
And I think we heard that Micah Coe from Cheyenne, who was in a bit of a wreck last night, has turned out. But we also did hear from people who were around the incident that he is okay.
He's good. He'll have a recovery, but we'll look for him again next year.
As Warren Zetter's Ride the Lightning plays, and that's a very appropriate song right now for a rough stock event, specifically for Ian Smith of Pinedale.
Ian had a 64 on Thursday and a no time yesterday, so he's looking to catch on to that number 4 spot with a ride today.
I believe he missed him out, meaning that in the bareback and the saddle bronc riding, your spurs have to be on the shoulder of the horse the first jump out, the first 2 bucks. If it's not, then it's means you missed him out. You'll see a yellow flag on the dirt, and it's a no score. Here we go, Ian Smith with a heck of a ride here. Smith gonna make the whistle. Oh, but there's a flag on the right side. He missed him out. Fortunately, that's a no score for Ian Smith. You hate to see it, especially in the final round, and that means that Grady Edwards might have just moved into that number 4 spot, as Ian Smith will leave with a round of applause. That's a young cowboy who's got some bronc rides in front of him for sure.
Yes, he does.
Our next bronc rider coming out is chute number 6.
Chaz Dewey will be the next one.
Chaz Dewey.
He was our winner from last night.
Yeah, out of Carlisle. Jacob Cook and Chaz Dewey are final 2 bareback riders, it looks like. Here's Chaz Dewey. One good mark out. He's clean. Great spurring here by Dewey. And he's got to make the whistle. And awaiting the score for Dewey.
Well, for Chaz Dewey, we're going to be at 61.
61 for Dewey. That'll put him in 4th place. Here's Kale Rose-Wadowski out of Gillette. And there's a rewrite option for Chaz Dewey. We'll see if he takes it.
Chaz has got to be wondering what's going on. He had a rewrite last night.
Yeah, he did, and he won the round on it.
He did.
So maybe he'll, Cowboys are a superstitious bunch. He just might take it.
All right, we're going to Jacob Cook here.
And he's not going to take the rewrite. He's going to stick with the 61. Smart move. You're sitting in a top 5 spot. Why not? I'll bring up Jacob Cook from Green River. Hometown Cowboy pretty much, right?
Hop, skip, and a jump away.
So still got Kale Rosodowski will shut things down, but Jacob Cook down in chute number 1 from Green River, only about a 10-mile drive once you get on I-80. But I think it's safe to say your state champion's going to be Tucker Caricato.
I think so, and Rodeo will be right there behind him.
Yep, as they've been all season. Caricato on 3 head with a whopping 226. Rhodey on 3 with 218.
It's less than 3 points per performance that separated those guys.
So it looks like Caricato is going to win the average, could very well win the round, and win the state title to boot. And he's setting up well to defend his national championship. Won it as a sophomore, another year older, another year stronger as a junior. He's got to be considered one of the top guys to beat. Here's Jacob Cook. Heck of a bronc here. And an opportunity for the man from Green River. Didn't have the season he wanted because of injury, but man, he has turned it on here at the finals.
He has.
Once again, all you state champions, you need to go down there.
Oh, comes down a little bit rough, but he is okay.
Well, we're going to be a 61 here.
And a 61 for Jacob Cook. That'll tie him with Chaz Dewey. And that'll bring up Kale Rosewadowski out of Gillette. So that'll actually tie him for 4th place in the round.
Tied with Chaz Dewey.
Yep. Jacob Cook. Now here's Kale Rosewadowski, our final bareback rider. Puts on the boots and spurs them. Nice ride there for Rosewadowski.
Just wish I had some hair.
Getting ready to come off the bronc.
Well, we're going to be a 59.
And a 59 for Kale Rosewadowski to close it out. And it sounds like Tucker Caricato is your state champion. Wins the round, wins the average. He's taking it all. As we get set for our steer wrestling now, brought to you by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston. Whether it's for work or play, check out Addicted Power Sports selection of dirt bikes, road bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Addicted Power Sports, Evanston, Wyoming, 307-789-7533. So your results in the championship round of the bareback riding, Tucker Caricato takes it with a 76. Rody Farrell is second with a 73. Grady Edwards fourth with a 63. Chaz Dewey and Jacob Cook ties for fourth. So Grady Edwards actually third with a 63. Chaz Dewey and Jacob Cook tie for fourth with a 61, and sixth place for Kale Rosewadowski with a 59.
All right.
Time for our steer wrestling. Again, brought to you by Addicted Power Sports.
Looking at our steer wrestling, we'll have Carter Hutchison out of Rosette, Cole Crickmeyer out of Jackson, Tig Goodman out of Green River, Dane Humes out of Moorcroft, Cody Montgomery out of Pine Bluffs, Talon Larson out of Gillette, Trenton Sheehan of Rosette, Cannon Campbell from Shoshone, Carson Ewing of Douglas, Bodie Coombs of Wellington, finished up by Jace Mayfield out of Midwest.
All right, so here is the situation in the steer wrestling. Jace Mayfield leads with a 135.25. Bodie Coombs is second with a 132.75. Carson Ewing is third with a 131. So the top three guys are all right there. Let's recap our state champions so far. In the girls cutting, it was Adeline Norsegard from Gillette. The boys cutting, Cody Hayden from the Gillette.
That was actually Keaton Hayden there.
Sorry, Keaton Hayden from Gillette. Thank you. In the Rain Cow Horse, it was Cooper Justice from Parkman. In the pole bending, Caitlin Moore from Wright. In the saddle bronc riding, Rhodey Marsh by a mere 2 points from Minotaur. Go tying goes to Hadley Thompson. The tie-down calf roping, Corey Baumhoff rebounds and overtakes the number one spot on the final day of competition to be your tie-down roping state champion. In the breakaway roping, still waiting for official results, but we believe it's Hadley Thompson from Yoder. And in the bareback riding, still waiting official results, but I think we can safely believe it's Tucker Caricato from Saratoga.
I think that's a pretty safe call right there.
And the steer wrestling, I'm telling you right now, unless something happens where two of the three go no time or broken barrier, we're not going to make any calls on that one.
You know, we said that on Thursday that we weren't going to make any calls on that one, and we're in the same boat.
Yep. It'll start with Carter Hutchinson from Rosette. Cole Creekmeyer of Jackson will be on deck, and T. Goodman in the hole. Big thank you to everyone tuning in. It's the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. Brought to you by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming. Had some technical difficulties earlier with the bit rates and the stream kind of freezing up. Apologize. That is based on the internet reception that we have here in the arena. Trying to set things up. So we got the breakaway roping. Sydney Odakoven, 4th place. 3rd place, Gracie Hardiman rebounds and is going to nationals. Kaylee Hutchinson and 2nd, and it is Hadley Thompson from Yoder. Also, it's official. Josie Waite will be going in the reigning count horse. Bailey Lane will go. Sydney Rohde is 2nd, and of course Cooper Justice, your state champion in the rein cow horse. They're just making these standings and results official. Hadley Thompson won the breakaway. They just announced that officially, as we assumed.
She's led that event all year long, so
yeah,
anything else would have been a quite the shock.
And here's your light rifle readings.
Light rifle results.
Maybe.
Hold on. We'll see if we get it.
In 4th place.
In 4th place, Robbie Alameda.
3rd is going to be Sherry Ann Brower.
Sherry Ann Brower is 3rd. These are all your national qualifiers. Bryson.
I don't know how to say this last name.
Bryson Baktamorian and Melanie Vagorian is your state champion in the light rifle. Sorry if we butchered the 2nd place name. The PA announcer didn't know how to say it either. And we're just going off the PA announcer, what he is saying. We don't have the names in front of us, otherwise we'd give it an attempt.
We've struggled with a few names this week, but big thanks to everybody in the crowd that set us straight and got the right pronunciation for us.
So your state champions in the 2023 WHSRA light rifle, won by Melanie Vagorin. The rein cow horse, won by Cooper Justice. Keaton Hayden, your boys state cutting state champion. Adeline Norstegard, your girls cutting state champion. Caitlin Moore, your pole bending state champion. Brody Marsh, saddle bronc. Hadley Thompson takes the goat tying and the breakaway. Corey Baumhoff takes the tie down. And they just announced what we thought was official, that Keaton Hayton wins your cutting state champion in the boys, and Adeline Norstegard your cutting state champion in the girls division. Still waiting the official results for the bareback riding, as this is Carter Hutchinson fighting for this one. He'll have to battle here, hang on to him. Don't want to let him go. A 20-second time limit to get it done. And brings it down to the ground. Hutchinson trying to get a time here. Oh, hang on to him. Oh, and there's the whistle. It's going to be a no time for Carter Hutchinson. Great try, great heart. He's a freshman. He's going to finish it off, though. Look at this. It's not going to be a time, but he is not giving up. Only a freshman. I guarantee you, when he throws this, this crowd is going to go nuts. Oh. And
that's
let's
a heck of a try, though.
Great try there for Carter Hutchinson. That'll now bring up Cole Crickmeyer, who is turning out. That'll bring up Teague Goodman.
You know, one thing we've seen a lot this week is there are a lot of freshmen competing at the state championships here. The Wyoming State High School Rodeo Association is in good hands with these competitors for a lot of years to come. Teague Goodman will come to us from Green River. He'll be about 10 miles away from home when he goes here. Be followed by Dane Humes out of Moorcroft and Cody Montgomery out of Pine Bluffs.
So still waiting for that top time. Teague Goodman out of Green River.
All right. We'll wait for Teague Goodman here out of Green River to get settled in the box. And here he goes. Good catch to start. Turn him over. There you go, Cowboy.
Good job, Teague. Heck yeah. How about a 603, buddy? Good
All
job.
right. Teague starts it out with a 603.
Good job. Dane Humes hit him up here at 4. Cody Montgomery.
Dane Humes will be up next for us.
You're going to be in the hole.
Dane comes out of Moorcroft. He's had no times on Thursday and Friday, but we'll look to get that straightened out here. So right now we've got Carter Hutchison and Cole Crickmeyer with no times. Teague Goodman with a 603. Dane Humes will be followed by Cody Montgomery, Talon Larson, Trenton Sheehan. Here we go with Dane. That steer just got away from him.
We had him and lost him. Going to be no time. Cody Montgomery, you're going to be up here at 5. Talon Larson, Trenton Sheehan, Cannon Campbell.
All right. Up next we'll have Cody Montgomery out of Pine Bluffs. Cody had a 7 and 5 yesterday with a no time on Thursday. Cody getting settled in the box there. Talon Larson out of Gillette will follow Cody. Trenton Sheehan will be next, and then Cannon Campbell out of Shoshone.
So our
we've
leader,
got Teague Goodman with a 603. And then Dane Humes had a no time.
so Goodman in the lead. I'll now bring up Talon Larson from Gillette. Had a heck of a tie-down run. And currently number 3 in the all-around setup.
Talon will be looking for his first time in the steer roping or steer wrestling this week.
After the steer wrestling, we'll have the team roping, then the barrel racing, and then we'll close it down with the bull riding. And taking a tumble was Talon Larson. He'll take a no time.
Well, Don, it's going to be no time there. There's going to be no time.
Trenton Sheehan out of Rosette will be up next. He was 7:27 on Thursday with a no time yesterday.
Sheehan currently 5 in the States. Only 11 steer wrestlers here at the finals. So every one of them that entered made it to the short go. Pulling into the box, Trenton Sheehan of Rosette. Number 5 in the state.
Trenton will be followed by Cannon Campbell out of Shoshone. Carson Ewing out of Douglas. Bodie Coombs out of Wellington. Jace Mayfield will wrap it up for the steer wrestling today.
And then when we get to those final 3, it's going to be a battle here as Sheehan gets a hold of one early. Can he finish him off? Gets to the ground. Come on, Trenton. This is a very difficult event as that steer just gets away. Oh, that is a heartbreaker.
Heck of an effort from Trent there, though.
Absolutely. I'll now bring up the number 4 man, Cannon Campbell. Our top 4 in the steer wrestling seem to be pretty solidly locked in there.
Just jockeying for position now.
Yep. Cannon Campbell on the outside looking in on the state championship picture a little bit. But it's not out of reach completely. 107.5 for him. The leader, Jace Mayfield, currently with 135.25. Oh, and fortunately that's going to be a no time for Cannon. Now here we go. The race for states begins now. Carson Ewing from Douglas will be the first of the top 3 to go. Number 3 in the state needs 4.25 points to take the lead. So
Carson was a 10-6 on Thursday, but a 5.71 yesterday.
Won the round yesterday. 6:03 by T. Goodman leads round number 3. It's Carson Ewing waiting to go into the roper's box.
Well, we're going to go with Carson Ewing.
Carson will be followed by Bodie Coombs out of Wellington, and then again wrapping it up with Jace Mayfield.
Here we go. Ewing on one early. Now looking to finish it off. Oh, and the steer hangs on him a little bit. Oh, and it gets away from Carson. Oh, my goodness. That's a no time.
Well, there'll be no time there. There'll be no time. And there was 2.
And now with 2 left, that'll now bring up Bodie Coombs from Wellington, Colorado. Trails by, well, it's 135.25 to 132.75. Coombs trailing by less than 3 points.
Bodie's had a couple of good runs this week. He was at 5.69 on Thursday and a 7.03 yesterday.
Carson Ewing will be going to the Nationals in Gillette next month, but it won't be as the state champion.
You know, everybody has an off day. You just hope it's not on the big stage.
There's some pretty cool stuff in our sport. One of them is missing your steer and getting hurt, but jump on a haze horse and hazing your buddies. You don't get much more cowboy than that right there.
Carson Ewing just got on the hazing horse, and he's going to haze for Bodie Coombs.
That's pretty cool.
That is, and he could possibly haze him to a state championship.
Yep.
One that I'm sure he wanted as well. Here we go. Coombs a little bit behind this one. Trying to just finish it off. And rolls over the top, looking to finish it off. Kick him over. There we go. We're going to get a time for Coombs. His horse came up right as he nodded. That put him behind the 8 ball. A 12 and 68. And the PA announcer just said might be the best 12 and 68 that he's ever had, and that might be one of the best 12 and 68 I've ever seen.
Exactly.
And that was not on him. His horse reared right as he nodded his head, and that put him behind the 8 ball from the get-go. And now Jace Mayfield just needs to put together a businessman run, and he might be your state, just might lock up the state title.
He could. He was a 6 and 8 on Thursday, a 7.03 yesterday. So, you know, just get one down here and start packing your bags for Gillette.
Yep. Now Jace Mayfield only trailed Keaton Hayden in the all-around cowboy race by 15 points. Don't even ask me how that's going to shake out after today. But Mayfield, you got to think if he can finish top 2 in the round, that just might do it. So he just needs to be faster than a 7 and 5, and that would happen.
And that would be his slowest time from this week.
Yeah, so just put together a businessman run, and I think you're the state champion. Not official, but just judging off of the quick math in my head with the average and the round. Only 3 times. So at worst, he's getting around 10.5 points. As here comes Jace Mayfield. Tries to go here. Jace, good catch. Throw it over. That's your state champion. Check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days. 5:03. He's won the round. And I think we can actually, we can call it. I think he's your state champion in the steer wrestling.
You feel comfortable calling that one?
I do. Mayfield, though, what a way to end the season for you as we get set for our team roping. Brought to you by Cowboy State Realty. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, Cowboy State Realty offers the Southwest Wyoming real estate experience you've been looking for. Give us a call today at 307-200-4332.
Okay, we need to reread the breakaway. I just got a text here that it was wrong.
So we're getting updated breakaway results.
In 4th place is going to be Rayleigh Caldwell.
In 4th place is Rayleigh Caldwell.
3rd place is going to be Gracie Hardeman.
3rd place is Gracie Hardeman. Kaylee Hutchinson is 2nd. And Hadley Thompson still is your state champion.
I thought maybe I did read that, but that is the corrected one that I just received, so if I didn't read that before, go with this one.
Still waiting for the bareback riding official results, but we believe Tucker Caricato has won the state championship as we get set for the team roping.
You're not going out on a limb to predict that one.
Nope.
It's going to be Ava Reno and Trey Thompson. Hey, you're going to be on number 1 here. Cooper Jones, Braxton Condis, you're going to be on deck.
As we get set for the team roping.
You're going to be full of weight.
Ava Reno and Trig Thompson. Ava out of Gillette, Trig out of Cheyenne.
Only 4 times in the steer wrestling. Jace Mayfield wins it with a 5-3, a second faster than T. Goodman, as we're going to get a no time to start the team roping. Cody Montgomery 3rd with a 4-5, and Bodie Coombs getting a payoff for that 12-68 in 4th. The average is going to go to Jace Mayfield. So he wins the round, he wins the average. I think he's your state champion.
As you probably noticed, it is
actually, they're going to keep it. They get to use 3 loops.
The team rope, and I failed to mention that. Team ropers, it is 3 loops.
And it's 3 loops, so they're going to try to stay in the average, but it's going to be a no time. So we're going to see something we probably haven't seen a lot of in this event. Usually we've seen them try to throw, and if they don't get it, they're done. But every one of these teams know there's an average out there, so they're probably going to use those 3 loops.
Use everything you've got at hand.
Good job.
All right.
Come on, Braxton. Hammering down.
Maxton looking to finish it off, and looks like it will be a 3 loops, so they're going to give him another shot at it. The announcer reminding him that.
Wait on him, Coop. Wait on him.
Setting up for it. And looking to finish it off. Oh, but he lost the dally. It'll be a no time. And I'll now bring up Cannon Campbell and Cade Thar. Your next team to go.
Cannon and Cade are looking for their first time this week. They've had no times on the first 2 goes.
In the heading, your number 1 header by 6 points is Talon Larson over Cam Johnson. In the heeling, though, we got ourselves a race by 3 points. It's Cashton Reynolds.
Good head catch here.
Oh. It's Cashton Reynolds by 3 points over Cale Espenscheid. 3 loops for Cannon Campbell and Cade Thar. Campbell with a good head catch. Thar can't finish it off. It's going to be a no time for those guys. I will now bring up Adam Bellis and Hazen Camino.
Adam and Hazen had 11:71 on Thursday with a no time yesterday.
Here we go. And missed by Bellis. We'll see if they use the 3 loops. They will. Bellis, nice head catch, reaching for that one. Turns it, and it'll be a 1 high foot, but it's a time. 25-66 for that team. Next up, it's your tie-down state champion, Corey Baumhoff. On the head side, Jace Rourke from Gillette on the healing side, but Cheyenne's Corey Baumhoff already going to be on the big stage tonight to receive a state championship.
He will. Corey and Jace had a 13:87 yesterday.
On deck, it'll be Griffin Romero and Truett Jari. Jari won the tie-down roping round number 2 yesterday. Good catch here by Baumhoff. Hey, how about that? Great time.
Wow.
6.50 for Baumhoff and Rourke. That'll now bring up our next team, Griffin Romero and Truett Jari, Rock Springs and Rollins for these two respectively.
Griffin and Truett had an 11:56 on Thursday and a no time yesterday.
Great catch by Griffin. Truett looking to clean it up. Here we go. Waiting for the time for that. See if we get a time for Romero and Jari. 8 and 59. Baumhoff and Rourke, though, with your top time.
Sid Peterson, Jace Mayfield, they're going to appear at number 7, Dylan and Braxton.
Next up will be Sid Peterson and Jace Mayfield, round winners earlier in the week.
Sid and Jace had a 7:14 yesterday.
Baumhoff and Rourke with a Nicholas Albrecht. And then the top two teams, Cam Johnson, Cale Espenjet, and Talon Larson and Cash Reynolds. Here we go. And missing the head loop was Sid Peterson. Telling him to stay with it. And they will go for it. Now, and just slicks off the horn. It's going to be a no time for Sid Peterson and Jace Mayfield. Now bring up Dylan Thar and Braxton Burford, Douglas and Mitchell for these two.
We're going to go down to 15. Going to go down to 15, and then we'll move into the barrel racing.
All right. Dylan and Braxton had an 18:03 on Thursday and a 15:25 Friday.
At 650 by Baumhoff, and Rourke is the top mark, and it's a good one. Great catch here by Thar. Burford looking to clean it up. Misses that heel loop, and now they'll straighten it back out.
We got another one in us right here.
Another one coming up.
There we go.
And there we go. We'll get a time there.
18 and 66.
18 and 66 for Thar and Burford. Next up will be Kaylee and Carter Hutchinson, our next team to go. That'll bring up Kaylee and Carter Hutchinson, both from Rosette, Sage Romero and Gatlin Pendleton on deck. Hayes Espenshad and Nicholas Albrecht in the hole. Still to come, Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark, Cam Johnson and Kale Espenshad, and Talon Larson and Cash Reynolds.
Kaylee and Carter had a 12-11 on Thursday and a no time for Friday.
Here we go. Kaylee Hutchison has had a heck of a breakaway finals, misses the head catch, sets it up. She's going to go for it again. Now puts it through, turns it over. Quick heel loop and a great chance there for Carter Hutchison. Unfortunately, it's a no time. I'll now bring up Sage Romero and Gatlin Pendleton, your next team to go.
A couple of hometown Cowboys here from Rock Springs and Manila. They were 8-01 yesterday.
Hayes Espenshad and Nicholas Albrecht on deck. Keaton Hayden and Austin Pixley in the hole. We'll be watching Keaton Hayden with great interest. He's the #1 competitor in the all-around Cowboy race by 15 points. Chase Mayfield, though, already a state championship and a round win.
Keaton's had a heck of a week, starting on Tuesday with the cutting and coming to a final today.
Sage Romero, Gatlin Pendleton, Hayes Espenshad, Nicholas Albrecht. Your next two teams to go, but it'll be Sage Romero and Pendleton right now. Romero with the catch, looking up for Albrecht. And it's going to be one hind foot. So a 5-second penalty. An 11:81 for Romero and Pendleton. Next up, Hayes Espenshad and Nick Albrecht, Big Piney and Sheridan, respectively, for those guys. Keaton Hayden, Austin Pixley, and Roy on deck. Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark in the hole. As we enter the top 5 in the state, Hayes Espenshad from Big Piney on the heading side, Nicholas Albrecht from Sheridan on the heeling side.
Hayes and Nick are one of a few teams that have scores both days. They were 8-75 and 7-37 yesterday.
Beginning of a packed day on mylocalradio.com. We've got the Wyoming Shrine Bowl starting at 1 o'clock. Our good friends Cody Olson and Aaron Poling on the call there to see the best football players in the Cowboy State, the best senior football players in the Cowboy State, one more time for a good cause to benefit the Shriners Hospital in Salt Lake City. And that pregame starts at 1 o'clock, so if we're finished here in time, pop on over and check that out. As here comes Hayes Espenshad and Nicholas Albrecht. Great head catch. Albrecht, misses that one now. Gathers it together quickly. Going to try to get a time out of this final one. Albrecht looking to clean it up. Good heel catch and a clean run.
Well, we're going to be at 20.81 here.
20.31 for Espenshad and Albrecht. That'll now set up Keaton Hayden and Austin Pixley. Number 4 in the States. Hayden, #1 in the all-around Cowboy race. Big run right here as Mayfield has been on a roll here in round number 3. Here we go. And great catch by Hayden. Pixley, yes! Horses face each other and the time stops.
We're going to be at 8-34 here.
8-34 for Hayden and Pixley. Good job there. And now we'll go into the top 3. Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark will be next to go.
Anybody interested in the American Legion raffle tickets, we're going to stop selling them right at the start of the barrel race, which is next event.
The next event will be the barrel racing, 15 barrel racers. Then we'll see
Which is right before the bull riders.
6 bull riders. And then it'll be over.
Right before the barrel racing.
Royce and Kyler had an 8:58 yesterday, so they're perfectly capable of jumping to the top of this round.
Here we go. Breeden, the good catch. Kyler, yeah!
There we go.
That's going to be big.
Well, I think you're going to like it, boys. How about a 6 and 25?
6 and 25. They're your new leaders. How about that?
They stuck to it. Cam Jones and Kale Espenshire. You boys are going to be up here at 14.
So they're the new leaders of round number 3. 6 and 25. That was a heck of a run. Tell you what, these high school rodeo cowboys and cowgirls among some of the best in the world. 12 and 32. And now here's Talon Larson and Cash Reynolds, the number 1 team in the state. Both of them number 1 in the heading and the heeling. You got to think if they put down a good run here, they have a real opportunity.
They were a 7:19 on Thursday and a 13:53 yesterday.
I'm going to lower the output because we are the bit rate because we're getting disconnected from OBS or disconnected from the internet. Sorry. Here we go. Team that wants to win a state title going out there. Oh, and missing that is Reynolds. Has 3 loops to work with. And now we don't know what's going to happen in that team roping race. As Talon Larson is going to be an illegal catch, and that's a no time. So Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark are your winners of the team roping.
Get it drug up here. Get all the barrels set. We'll be right back with
As they're going to get the barrel set, they're going to rake, and we're going to take a break. It's the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. Brought to you by Addictive Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Welcome back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app as we get ready for our barrel racing, the first before last event of the rodeo. And right now we've got some state champions to talk about. In the girls cutting, it was Adeline Norstegard from Gillette. Cody Hayden from Gillette takes the boys cutting. And Parkman's Cooper Justice takes the rein cow horse. In the pole bending, Caitlin Moore completes a season of domination. In the sow bronc riding, Rhodey Marsh wins by 2 points. Hadley Thompson takes the goat tying title. Corey Baumhoff comes from number 2 to number 1 to be your 2023 tie-down roping state champion. In the breakaway roping, Hadley Thompson takes home state title number 2. In the steer wrestling, we don't know yet, but we think it's Jason Mayfield. In the bareback riding, we haven't heard officially, but we think it's Tucker Caracano. And in the team roping, who knows?
You cannot put it any better than that.
In the light rifle, we know Melanie Vagorin is your state champion there as well.
You know, with Hadley winning those two events, there wasn't much doubt coming into today. But she is most definitely your all-around cowgirl and well-deserving of it.
Yep, all-around cowgirl goes to Hadley Thompson. And after what happened just in the team roping, again, all-around cowboy, don't ask me. It is going to take some calculators and some time to figure that one out.
We'll leave that up to the experts.
Yep. So we didn't know that they were going to announce the winners from the PA. And I imagine they'll do that for every event. Everybody will stick around to find out the bull riding, the all-around, and stuff like that. But we won't put up those graphics like we were talking about because we are going to have our state champions announced here. Man, what a rodeo it has been so far as we get ready for the barrel racing. In the team roping, by the way, as Abigail Olson will start things off. But in the team roping, it is Braden and Clark with the win, Baumoff and Rourke second, Hayden and Pixley third, Romero and Jari fourth, Romero and Pendleton as we are underway in the barrel racing, brought to you by Uinta Bosie's #1. We'll finish that tie-down roping the team roping results.
Good clean run for Abigail.
Yep, Abigail Olson.
Great run here. How about a 17.308?
17.308 will be the run for Olson.
Been good all year long. Adeline Norstergaard, you're going to be up here.
Here's Adeline Norstergaard, the next to go from Gillette.
Just a final note on Abigail Olson there. She's got 3 straight runs under 18 with a 17.54, 17.273, and a 17.308.
Here comes Adeline Norstergaard. Finishing.
Oh,
wow. That barrel looked like it was coming down, and she leaves it up. Great turn by Norstergaard. Comes around barrel number 3 and kicks it home. And 17.751 will be the time. Finishing up the team roping. In 4th place is Griffin Romero and Truett Jaru. Sage Romero and Gatlin Pendleton in 5th. Cam Johnson and Kale Espenscheid in 6th. Dylan Tharr and Braxton Burford in 7th. Hayes Espenscheid and Nicholas Albrecht in 8th. And Adam Ballas and Hazen Camino in 9th.
And here's your 2-event state champion already in Hadley Thompson.
And she's going to be your all-around state champion as well. If you had to ask me who won the average, it is probably
Hadley
hits the third barrel. She was number 2 in the state coming into this, so that makes things interesting. But I think the average in the team roping won by Cam Johnson and Kale Espenscheid.
It's going to be a 22.889.
22.889. She was number 1 in the state coming into the barrel racing. Only by 4 points, though. Jordan Mormon was second. And Gabrielle Olson could chase her down. She only needs 13 points between the average and the round. And I think Olson is probably the favorite in the average right now. As we go to Shada Lesmeister.
Shada's pretty close to Abigail. The 17.69 and 17.448 already this week.
Here we go. Lesmeister, around 3.
This is going to be fast.
Sends her home.
17.604.
17.604.
Jordan Mormon, you're going to be up here, then we're going to drag. After the drag is going to be Katie Rice.
Jordan Mormon up next from Gillette.
So 17.604. So not quite fast enough to get Olson, but it's in 2nd place now. Here's Jordan Mormon. This could be big depending on what happens here. She came in number 1 in the States. A chance to finish it off. And she's clean, a little bit wide on that 3rd barrel. Sends it home. 17.308 by Olson is the time to beat.
17.845.
17.845 So with that run, I don't know what's happening with the barrel racing standings either. Next up will be Katie Rice from Buffalo.
The barrel racing, after the tractor gets out and it's kind of quiet.
And it looks like we're going to drag
We'll draw for all those tickets
right now.
right before the bull ride.
I'm waiting to see
We will hold up and do that immediately following the barrel race.
if we have any more state championship to talk about. Still waiting for official results in the bareback riding, the steer wrestling, and the team roping.
Coming up here, Katie Rice. She was a 17.637 on Thursday, but knocked over a couple of barrels yesterday for 27.526. After Katie, we'll have Faye Hillier out of Kinnear, Sydney Jones of Farson, Caitlin Moore out of Wright, and Dylan Thar out of Douglas, and then we'll rake again.
Big shout out to Dixie Huxtable and Michelle Thomas. They're doing the numbers crunching in the background to find out who our state champions are. Shelly Thompson, excuse me.
Those two ladies have been amazing all week, and hopefully get some well-deserved rest starting tomorrow.
Yep. Then they'll start planning for the state finals next year already. As we continue the barrel racing, the next five, it'll be Katie Rice, Faye Hillier, Sydney Jones, Caitlin Moore, and Dylan Thar.
No, I was watching a little bit of the last year's national finals on the Cowboy Channel app this morning, and you get tingles just watching these kids, you know, the times they pull there, and watching kids come from all over the country and even out of the country. But I would recommend, if you get a chance, to check out the Cowboy Channel and watch national finals from last year to get ready for this year.
Of course, that's going to be in Gillette again this year. Next year, it'll be right here at this very complex in Rock Springs, mid-July. Always an anticipated date on the rodeo schedule as we get ready for Katie Rice from Buffalo to start us off.
She's going to be up here, number 6, Faye Hillier. You're going to be on deck, Sydney Jones, Caitlin Moore, and Dylan Thar.
Out of Buffalo as we get her into the arena. Here we go. Katie Rice from Buffalo. Nice turnaround one. Looks clean here. Bumped that barrel, but it's still up. We're good. Back towards the top and another tight turn. Rice trying to challenge that 17.308. 17.512 is the time for Katie Rice. Faye Hillier from Kinnear. Kinnear will be next. Sydney Jones will be on deck, and then Caitlin Moore out of Wright on tap as well. Moore, your pole bending state champion.
Faye's been pretty consistent this week with an 18.702 and a 17.964.
And here comes Faye Hillier from Kinnear. Around one, cuts that one close, but nice turn now, headed for 2. Great direction there. Looking to be clean, and she is, as they send her home.
Another good run, 17.715.
17.715. Almost all these runs under 18. This has been a fast run. As I'll now bring up Sydney Jones out of Farson, our next cowgirl to go.
Sydney had a 17.521 on Friday.
Oh, and bumps barrel number 1. She'll come around barrel number 2 and leaves that one standing. Close call and clean around through the third one, but with the First one down, they'll add 5 to it. 22-443. That would have, that's a bummer. That would have put her in second place in the round. And now here comes your pole bending state champion of 2023, Caitlin Moore, out of right. You know, when we saw Caitlin Moore in April put down a sub-20 pole bending run, we knew, she's going to be one to watch.
And there was something special there.
Yeah. After Moore, it'll be Dylan Thar, and then they'll drag. See if we get any more state championship official results. Still waiting for official results on the bareback riding, steer wrestling, team roping. As here comes Caitlin Moore out of right. Moore wide around 1, straightens it up. Now sends it around 2. Nice turn there for Moore. And around 3, a little bit wide. And she'll bring that one to the finish. 18-3-26 for Caitlin Moore. Next up will be Dylan Thar out of Douglas. And then they'll drag. Thar numbers, actually they aren't going in reverse order. They drew numbers. Hadley Thompson was number 1. We'll talk about her run in a second as we get ready for Dylan Thar out of Douglas before the drag. Around 1, Barrett brushes that but leaves it standing. Comes around 2. Nice, did you see that? Lifted her left foot up to avoid hitting it. Great awareness by Thar. And now sends it towards the line.
We're going to be at
17-9-1-4. All right, the top 3 in the states as we get ready for the drag. Number 1 in the state, Hadley Thompson, knocked over a barrel, 22-8-8-9. By the way, in the state standings, it is close between the top 3. Third place is Abigail Olson. She is 13 points back. Jordan Mormon is second. She is 4 points back. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. Hadley Thompson, number 1, 22-8-8-9, bumping a barrel. Jordan Mormon, 17-8-4-5. Abigail Olson, yes, she is 13 points back, but she's leading the average and the round with a 17.308. I'm already telling you right now, we're not going to make a call on this one.
You know, I've heard that before somewhere on a couple other events.
Almost every single event has been absolutely absolutely close as they're giving a recognition to Dixie Huxtable and Shelly Thompson.
You know, that's exactly what you want for a state finals, though.
Yep.
It all gathered at the top and not knowing until the final moment.
As we see if we're going to get any more state championship results announced right now, awaiting still for the bareback riding. We believe that's Tucker Caricato. In the steer wrestling, we believe it's Jace Mayfield. But again, these are unofficial just off of what we know. Team roping, I have no idea.
No.
And in barrel racing, I'm going to have no idea when this is over. We know the all-around, we have not heard officially, but we believe very strongly the all-around cowgirl's going to Hadley Thompson.
We know that it's Hadley Thompson.
Yeah,
let's just be honest.
Probably about 95% on that one. Melanie Vagorin is your light rifle champion. Adeline Norsegard, your girls cutting champion. Cody Hayden, your boys cutting champion. Rain Cowhorse goes to Cooper Justice. Caitlin Moore, your pole bending champion. By 2 points, Rhodey Marsh wins the saddle bronc riding. Hadley Thompson wins the goat tying. Corey Baumhoff wins the tie down. Hadley Thompson takes the breakaway as well. What a week it has been in Rock Springs.
Oh, man.
Cannot wait to do it again in the future. You know what? You teased a bit of an announcement at the beginning of the broadcast, Matt. It might be a good time to come good on that.
You know, let's wait till just before bull riding.
Sounds good to me. Big thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in on mylocalradio.com live and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
Men and women helping us this week. It's nice to have those guys on duty at all
As we are ready to get set for our final 5 barrel racers. Rayleigh Caldwell of Gillette, Chloe Nichols of Boulder, Audrey Kremer from Cody, Brenna Herring from Veteran, and Christian Schwartz of Torrington will close things down. Here comes Rayleigh Caldwell of Gillette. Runner-up in the goat tying. Now sets it up. And a clean run on 3. Caldwell will be going back home to Gillette to compete in the goat tying, maybe in a little bit more. 17.427, that puts her in second place. The first run out was Abigail Olson, 17.308, and she's unofficially leading the round with 4 more to go. Chloe Nichols of Boulder will be next to go.
Chloe's had a 17.824 and a 17.451 this week, so she can challenge right here for the top spot in the short go.
As she gets ready to pull in. Audrey Kremer on deck, Brenna Herring, a Veteran in the hole, and then it'll all end in the barrel racing with Christian Schwartz. Here we go. Chloe Nichols of Boulder on course. Good tight turnaround 1. Great job around 2. Setting up towards 3, chasing that 17.308. And she sends it home. And Nichols will stop the clock. 17.879 for Chloe Nichols. That'll now bring up the blue cowboy hat of Audrey Kremer out of Cody. Brenna Herring on deck, and then Christian Schwartz will end the barrel racing.
Audrey's had a couple of 18s this week, 18.568 and 18.446.
Number 3 in the all-around cowgirl race coming into today. Not sure exactly what year she is, but if she is an underclassman, she is one to keep an eye on for the future. As Kremer turns it around 2, and then kicks it around 3 and sends it towards the line. Kremer stops the clock, 18.204. Next up will be Brenna Herring from Veteran. Will be our next one up.
Brenna also comes in with a couple of 18-second runs this week, 18.551 and 18.396.
Here comes Herring. Oh, goes a little bit wide. And now brings it around barrel number 2, but knocks it over, and she's going to hold up her horse and just kind of finish the run here.
Good job, cowgirl.
Yep.
Save that horse for the next one.
Yep. Not how you wanted to end the season if you're Brenna Herring, but it's the right move to just hold that horse up and let it coast into the finish. 40.55 is her time. That'll bring up our final barrel racer, Christian Schwartz. In the barrel racing brought to you by Uinta Bosie's number 1. What are you waiting for? Uinta Bosie's number 1 in Evanston, Wyoming offers college and career readiness classes on site and online. Visit Uinta Bosie's number 1 at uintaeducation.org.
Kristen had a long run into the arena here, so expect her to be fast.
Schwartz gets it around 2. Sending it towards 3 and a little bit wide on that turn as she's going to bring it towards the eye. 17.767. And that means unofficially Abigail Olson is your round number 3 champion. She came out first And she will end round number 1 unofficially as first. In second place, Rayleigh Caldwell with a 17.427. Third place, Katie Rice, 17.512. Shada Lesmeister is fourth with a 17.604. Faye Hillier is fifth. Adeline Norstegard is sixth. Christian Schwartz is seventh. Jordan Mormon is eighth. Chloe Nichols ninth. And Dylan Tharr is rounding out your top 10. So Keaton Aiden and Austin Pixley is fourth place in the team roping. Second is Cam Johnson and Kale Eschbenscheid are your state champions in the team roping. I didn't hear who the other two qualifiers were, but as Cam Johnson and Kale Eschbenscheid have won your team roping. As we get set for the bull riding.
So while they clean up the barrels here, when we started these high school rodeo broadcasting this year, we weren't sure exactly how it was going to go or where we were going to go from here, but we knew we were going to continue. And did a couple of rodeos in Utah, came up here and did Rock Springs. And suffice to say that we will be back out on the road next year. We'll have another rodeo in Utah in August, and then one that I think we're both really excited about. Got a call from Wendy Dahl of the Intermountain Icebreaker asking if we would come and broadcast their rodeo March 4th through 6th in 2024 down in Ogden. And if you don't know, that is probably the second or third largest high school rodeo in the country, drawing cowboys and cowgirls from 14 different states. And to say we're excited to be there is a bit of an understatement.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for March as the Intermountain Icebreaker, part of the National High School Rodeo Association Legacy Tour. It's a nationwide, or Legacy Series. It's a nationwide series, and we are going to be there at the Icebreaker. Cannot wait for March for that one.
And I do believe a certain cowboy, bareback cowboy from here was there last year, so we'll expect to see him again.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Tucker Caricato.
Yep. So a big thank you to everybody who's making that possible. As we get set for the bull riding to get started.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do our draw.
It looks like they're going to do a draw right now for the audience. But Cam Johnson and Kale Eschbenscheid, your team roping champions. They were number 2 coming into today, got that 12-32, and now they are your state champions.
Congratulations to them for sure.
Still waiting for steer wrestling and bareback riding. We can say with about 95% sure Tucker Caricato is your bareback riding state champion. Probably a little bit less. I'd probably go 80% say that Jace Mayfield. He was number 1 in the state, won the round, won the average. I think you can say it. He's your state steer wrestling champion.
I'll take those odds.
Yep. So waiting for the barrel racing results to come in. That one, I don't know. Abigail Olson wins the round. She wins the average, number 3 in the state. Hadley Thompson had some trouble. Maybe Jordan Mormon is able to jump up. Don't know what's going on with that. And in the bull riding, brought to you by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming. Whether it's for work or play, check out Addicted Power Sports selection of dirt bikes, road bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Addicted Power Sports, Evanston, Wyoming, 307-789-7533.
If you have a need for a side-by-side or a street bike or any kind of big boys toys, give Tim or Gunner a call there at Addicted Power Sports in Evanston.
Brenson Bartlett is your number 1 bull rider in the state coming into today. His lead out to 12.5 points over Hayden Welsh, who sits at 84. Bartlett at 106.5. Ashton Slaw
He's going to be happy, whoever he is.
At 80 sits 3rd. So, and Aiden Ruby, actually take that back. Owen Monfelt sits number 4 in that bubble spot for Nationals at 72, leading Aiden Ruby in the number 5 spot by 9 points.
4th winner
As we get ready for the bull riding right now, they're doing a drawing right now for
looks like they're
the
drawing
audience
for a rifle and a shotgun.
Yep. As we are still awaiting, I think we can say, let's go through our state champions real quick. The light rifle won by Melanie Vagorin. Have not heard about the trap shooting yet. Alan Norsegard is your girls cutting champion. Cody Hayden is your boys cutting champion. Cooper Justice wins the rein cow horse. Caitlin Moore, your pole bending champion for 2023. By 2 points, Rhodey Marsh wins the saddle bronc riding championship. Hadley Thompson of Yoder wins the goat tying and the breakaway roping and the all-around. Corey Baumhoff wins the tie-down roping. Unofficial, we believe Tucker Caricato has won the bareback riding. Unofficial, we believe Jace Mayfield has won the steer wrestling. Officially, Cam Johnson and Kale Espenscheid are your team roping state champions. So we are waiting results for the trap shooting, the steer wrestling, the bareback riding, and the barrel racing for official results. But again, unofficial, we believe Tucker Caricato is the bareback riding champion and Jace Mayfield is the steer wrestling champion.
Those are pretty safe bets right there.
As both of those Cowboys were number one in the event coming into today and won the average and the round. So,
just a final note on our future broadcast schedule. We're waiting on some schedules to come out before we can do the full fall and spring for next year, so be sure to stay tuned to My Local Radio on Facebook. My Local Radio Sports, that is.
Hayden Welsh will be our first bull rider to get started. Number 2 in the state out of Gillette. Won the bull riding here in April here in Rock Springs at the rodeo we covered. But Welsh won the round last night with a 78 as well. This bull definitely giving him a little bit of something that's exciting.
Can't see all of the bull right now, but judging, that's a very large animal.
Yeah. As Welsh here in the bull riding, 6 bull riders. Welsh will be coming out of chute number 4. As this bull is ready to go, and so is Welsh. Here we go. Spins into his hand. Welsh already spurring this thing. Hayden Welsh likes his chances, and I like him as well. And Welsh makes the whistle.
That's the way to start a short go.
And Welsh is going to be happy with that one. A 75 for Hayden Welsh. Let's check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board. Look at this bull just doing a great job. Welsh getting a chance to show off on it. And that'll now take us to Cody's Owen Monfeld.
Cody's covered, Cody. Let me start 21 on Friday. Gives him a total of 146 on the week.
He placed it around number 2. I would say he has got a very good shot at that average title. And big bull, Monfeld. Whoa. Out the back door. And he's okay. So that's a no score for Monfeld out of Cody.
We've talked about it a little bit, but Jackson Hole Rodeo has brought some smaller bulls that are very, very fast, and that would be one of them.
Down to chute number 6 we go. It's going to be the number 1 man in the state, Brenson Bartlett. He makes the whistle. He can pretty much etch his name on that buckle.
Brenson's covered 2 this week as well, a 47 on Thursday and a 75 on Friday.
And after that buck off by Monfeld, him and Ashton Slaw are the only ones that are 2 for 2 coming into this one. By the way, your barrel racing average winner, it is Tacey Jones, it looks like. Take that back. No, it is Abigail Olson, 52-121 on 3.
Once again, we're going to go down to Renton Bartlett.
That's your unofficial average results as Abigail Olson wins the round, wins the average. She needed 13 points. She's going to get 30 unofficially, so she might have won it. We don't know. It's really close because Mormon did well in the round as well. Here we go. Brenton Bartlett sends him towards his hand. Bartlett has this one right where he wants him. He didn't make the whistle. He's bucked off.
Just short.
And that is the first time he's been thrown this week. As we check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board. Oh, that's Hayden Welsh, excuse us. Didn't get to it in time, and Bartlett comes out a little bit early. No score for him. So now Ashton Slaw has a chance to win the average.
That's going to take us to Gavin Furnicus.
That'll bring up Gavin Furnicus.
No Jake Trotman out there helping us, helping get. The lefty like his dad.
So Hayden Welsh 153 on 2. Brenton Bartlett 122 on 2. So Welsh now in the lead of the average. In the standings, it's a 22-point lead for Bartlett. And if Welsh can hang on, win the round, and win the average, things get really, really interesting.
Is that another one you're not going to call? Depending on what happens.
Depending on what happens with Ashton Slaw. Because he could win the average, and if he could win the round, he could actually make a move. As Slaw, if you're within 30, you got a chance. Slaw, though, just outside of that 30. He's back by, actually, he could do it as well. 26 points separate him. But with Welsh leading the round and leading the average, I think if he hangs on, he's going to pick up 30 points to overtake Bartlett, potentially.
Here we go with Furnicus.
Furnicus, oh! Gets hung up, he's okay. And let's check that out on the Cowboy Days replay board. Unfortunately, that is a buck off for Furnicus. No score. So that'll bring up Aiden Ruby. Comes in to today. Number 5 in the state. Trailing Owen Monfelt for that number 4 spot by 9 points. Only one qualified ride so far. It's Hayden Welsh. If Ruby can stay on, he's got himself a chance to make it to the national finals. As things are getting very close here in the bull riding.
Just the way we like it.
Yep. Ruby slides up on his hand. Here we go. Into his hand. Good looking bull here for Ruby. Now reverses, goes away from his hand. He's on top. He's got a chance. He's made the whistle. And Ruby with a chance to go to the lead. I would definitely make an argument for it. Let's check it out on the Cowboy Days replay board. Look at this one. Ruby did not move.
That is a big bull.
And a great bull ride. Waiting for the score for Ruby.
I think you folks are going to like it. I think Aiden's going to like it. How about a 77?
77, and he'll go to the lead. Look at the average rankings right now. 153 on 2 for Hayden Welsh. Slaw needs a 26. So Slaw makes the whistle. He's going to win the average.
Here we go.
Here we go, Ashton Slaw. Oh, and he's hung up. And he's okay.
How about that cowboy lifesaver right there?
Absolutely. He's fine. And that's going to end the round and end it. And unofficially, Hayden Welsh wins the round with a 77, or check that, Aiden Ruby wins the round with a 77. Hayden Welsh second with a 75. Welsh is going to win the average with 153 on 2. Nobody covered all 3, so yeah, Welsh wins the average. He'll get 15 from that. 25.5 is his total, so if you add 25.5 to his thing, it's going to be close, but I think Hayden Welsh is your 2023 state champion. Unofficially, we're going to take a break, stick around, see if we can get some results. But I think Hayden Welsh has won your state championship. We'll be right back after this. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
What a time we've had here in Rock Springs as the 2023 WHSRA season is in the books and we have our state champions. It is time for our post-performance program brought to you by Jimmy John's in Evanston, Sheridan, Gillette, and of course right here in Rock Springs. A big thank you to the Jimmy John's in Rock Springs this week for taking such good care of us as we go to our post-performance program. We have some state champions to talk about, both official and unofficial. Let's kick it off with the beginning of the week in the girls cutting, won by Gillette's Adeline Norstegard.
Adeline had a battle on her hands from Bailey Lane through all 3 performances, but it ended up coming out on top, which is where she started coming in.
Not having a battle on his hands in the boys cutting, Keaton Hayden, out of Gillette, winning that one going away.
Keaton had a large lead coming in from the season in full and did not disappoint. I think he ended up winning 9 or 10 events in a row.
In the rain cow horse, it was Cooper Justice of Parkman taking home the title.
Cooper just all-around cowboy in the rain horse. He did the pattern perfectly, and then the cow work was just way above board. The one thing I would say about rain cow horse that we need to mention is Tally Engel.
Yes.
By far had the highest cattle score, and it was a pleasure to watch her work those cows.
Absolutely. And in the pole bending, Wright's Caitlin Moore was dominant all season. She comes through and wins a state championship and completes the run. After having an off day on day 1, she wins round 2. Doesn't quite win round 3. Or did she? I think she actually did win round 3 and takes home the hardware.
We knew after she knocked that pole down on the first day that there was no doubt she was going to come back and give it her all, and that's exactly what she did.
In the we don't have the rifle events. In the saddle bronc riding, it went all the way down to the wire. Last night we said that could be put away, but Rody Marsh had other ideas as he wins the saddle bronc riding state championship by a mere 2 points.
There was a battle in both bronc events. This one was between Jake Slapman and Rody Marsh, and with Rody riding today, he was able to pull it out by those 2 points.
In the goat tying, Hadley Thompson and Rayleigh Caldwell were battling all week long. Thompson, though, comes out on top.
She did. That we had them separated by 6/100ths of a point after the first go on Thursday, and they were barely a half a second apart today. And congrats to Hadley.
And in the tie-down roping, that one went all the way down to the wire when Keaton Hayden took a 9-4. Corey Baumhoff with an 8-87 won the round. And then Jace Mayfield went out with a no time. Baumhoff, though, coming back and winning the state title in the tie-down roping.
Very competitive event, and congrats to Corey for winning that one.
In the breakaway roping, Hadley Thompson takes second in the round, but she wins the state championship.
Coming into the state finals here, if there was one I would have bet on, it would have been Hadley to win the breakaway.
In the steer bareback riding, it's unofficial, but he was leading he won the average, he was leading the state coming in, and he won the round. Tucker Caricato is unofficially, but we're fairly certain he is your 2023 state bareback riding champion.
Congrats to Tucker, but I'm excited to see all four of these guys go to nationals and see what they can do there.
In the steer wrestling, same situation, unofficial, but Jace Mayfield came in number 1 in the state, won the round, and did fairly well in the average, so we believe Jace Mayfield is your steer wrestling state champion.
Today with a 5-0-3, Jace, I think pretty much solidified that point.
In the team roping, it's an official state champion as Cam Johnson and Cale Espenscheid take it home.
And congratulations to those Cowboys out of Buffalo and Big Piney. Had a 12-32 today, but that was just enough to put them over the edge.
And we haven't heard an official result in the barrel racing, but needing 13 points, winning the round and winning the average. And this is the least confident we are in any of our unofficial calls, so this is definitely unofficial, as unofficial gets. But we believe needing 13 points, winning the round, winning the average, and Hadley Thompson knocking over a barrel. We believe Abigail Olson won the state title. It very well could be Jordan Mormon, but we think Abigail Olson is your state champion in the barrel racing. We are not sure.
We're pretty confident in that, but we're not going to make a final call until we hear from Dixie or Shelley on that one.
In the bull riding, another unofficial call, but coming in to the rodeo, Hayden Welsh trailed. Let me look it up real quick. Coming into the rodeo, he trailed by 16 points. Hayden Welsh is your average champion, and he took second in the round. He trailed by 24.5 points. He's your average champion, took second in the round for 25.5 points. When you add that together, we believe Hayden Welsh just barely is your bull riding state champion.
We think so, but I want to send a quick thumbs up to the young cowboy out of Riverton, Aiden Ruby, for winning the short go today.
Absolutely. And then in the all-around competitions, we hadn't heard for sure, but judging from the math, we're fairly confident that Hadley Thompson is your all-around state champion.
I think there's no doubt. We could have predicted that coming in, and her performances this weekend, I think we might as well give Hadley the crown on that one.
And in the all-around cowboy, it was very, very close coming into today. Keaton Hayden led by 15 points coming into this. Jace Mayfield, though, winning some averages, winning some rounds, and winning some state titles. It's another one like the barrel racing where we are not confident at all. But if you were to ask us, we would probably say Jace Mayfield is your all-around cowboy.
I think Jace is probably it, but on the other hand, I would not be surprised with Keaton either.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to know the official results, we will have the awards ceremony tonight on mylocalradio.com. At least that is the plan. So we will be looking for those official results there. But a big thank you to each and every one of you guys for tuning in to not just today, but throughout the last 5 days of rodeo action. It has been a blast to cover it and to bring it to you guys at home. It has been our pleasure as well. Matt Petrie, parting thoughts.
What a great week we had. Some of the events, we could kind of guess who was going to go on to the nationals, but the other ones, there's still ones that we can't call. Yep. And that's all you can ask from any kind of a state final, is to have a little bit of a question mark at the end, because there's so many good competitors.
A big thank you to our camera person, and technical director. We've anointed him today. Mr. Dennis Bedwell. A big thank you to my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Petrie. A big thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in throughout the last 5 days. A big thank you to Val Cook, the owner of mylocalradio.com, for his faith in these broadcasts and giving us the support to go out and bring this to you guys at home. Big thank you to Dixie Huxtable. She's the national director with the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association. Shelly Thompson, the secretary for the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association. A big thank you to her for her help as well. Dixie DeLeo at the National High School Rodeo Association, as well as our friends at the Cowboy Channel. This has been the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com. A big thank you to our presenting sponsor, Addicted Power Sports. Whether it's for work or play, check out Addicted Power Sports' selection of dirt bikes, road bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming. Call 307-789-7533. And on behalf of all of us here at mylocalradio.com, I am Elan Olliff saying thank you guys so much for what has been an incredible, memorable week, and we will see you guys later on down the road.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.